Hey, there you go. There you go. There you go. What's good, people?
What up? What up? What up?
Gang,
What's
gang,
good?
gang,
What's
gang.
good? What's good? How we feeling, fellas? How's everybody, man?
Back up in this bitch again.
Blessed,
Good.
black, and highly favored, my guys.
Feeling all right, man. I'm cool.
Live on
Black, highly
YouTube, live
favored.
on Twitter. Peace to everybody out there that's tapped in. It's your friends. It's the Ringside Club. It's the RSC, man. Hope everybody out there is peace to Flirt Henning for the retweet. That's some love right there.
Shout out to that
But
guy.
yeah,
right
man,
there.
we're here. Not how it go, the show before the show, otherwise known as survey time, before we get into that thing. Pause. So we got the survey to go around the ring. Yeah, we starting early, why not? Survey to go around the ring for this, the 49th episode of the Ringside Club. Peace to us,
Hey.
episode 50 next week.
It's New Year's
lit.
Eve.
There you go. There you go. Pardon me. The question to go around the ring is, we have the United States champion. Currently, who's the U.S. champ right now?
Ray Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Brand new.
Thankfully.
Brand new. I think that was like one of the titles he hadn't held or some shit like that.
Nah, he had the title.
He had the
before.
title
Yeah, before.
before. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Him and Samoa Joe had a feud for about 30 seconds at WrestleMania.
Joe,
You might forget about it.
Joe.
word. But yeah, man, the question to go around the ring regarding the United States championship is, who is the best or your favorite? Who's number one in your hearts, in your brain? Number one United States champion of all time.
Let's get it.
I have not a fucking clue, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with, I don't know if he would be number one, considered the best necessarily, but I'm gonna go with Goldberg, right? Because he was hot on that streak.
Yo, I'm throwing my fucking camera across the room right now. Yo. I swear to God, I just picked Goldberg mentally and said no one else is gonna pick Goldberg, and
Yeah,
AO
nobody's
picks
gonna do it.
Goldberg.
I'm surprised y'all even went Goldberg. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go Goldberg. He was
God
fire. Like
damn,
he
bro.
was undefeated and won the
Good
world
call.
title while still undefeated and U.S. champ. So
Good
Goldberg.
fucking call, bro.
Ron, what say you?
I either got John Cena or Shelton Benjamin.
Juan Bina.
Ain't no stopping me. Nah.
Yo, I don't never take the easy way out, but I will say the only United States champion I can even remember is Goldberg without Googling. And I see the WCW United States Championship in my face. That belt was beautiful. It still is beautiful. And Goldberg finally is.
Yo, for the sake of the controversy, and because I was watching that feud in real time, and they had so many matches on pay-per-view on SmackDown, and it was actually really fucking good, I'm gonna go with the crippler, crossface killer himself, Chris Benoit.
Wow. Okay. I
Easily.
respect it. Hey, we're talking
Easily.
about wrestling. We're talking about wrestling. I
Easily.
respect
We're
it.
strictly talking about wrestling, guys. Don't cancel.
I respect it. I leave it where it is.
Chris Benoit, Booker T. Fire feud. Check it out.
Let's start the show.
Peace to the gods, the Ringside Club Pod. My name is A.O. Say you heard around the dawn. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chad Law. K-Fabe is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the beam, you fly, burn the bar down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the par. Ringside Club, intro to the squad as the show starts.
Peace. Of course, y'all. Peace to the gods. Y'all. Peace to the earths. Y'all. You already know what time it is. It is we, my favorite podcast, soon to be yours. Broadcasting live right here, YouTube, right here on Twitter, from the Empire Tri-State.
Gang, gang.
It's the mightiest, the RSC, the Ringside Club, man.
We here.
We are.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Absolutely.
Episode number 49. We've already passed that 1 year anniversary, but we got 50 episodes of this thing popping next week. But right here, episode 49. A lot to talk about. A lot of pro wrestling went down this past week. A lot of stuff coming up. Just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, man. Let's not even belabor. Let's not waste any time. Damn, sound like the feds is outside my window. That's crazy.
Feds did it sweet, man.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. But yeah, man. First and
found out, bro.
foremost,
They found out.
Man, that's crazy. I thought I got rid of it. You know what I mean? Head over to theringsideclub.com. Everything you need to know, everything you need to cop, including merch like these T-shirts. See what my man Ron got on. See what I got on. Matter of fact, right behind me, I got one of these joints here too. It's the back of the brand new tee. Of course, you got that Ringside logo designed by your man Blame Boogie. Blame Boogie for the fire. And you got that paraphernalia pocket, a little Booker T, a little Matt Hardy action. I mean, put your whatnots in there. Head over to partofmyfresh.com. Cop one of them. I mean, made as soon as you order. The craftsmanship is amazing. Matter of fact, you could also check this out, man. That's how you know fucking type of time I'm on. That's that
PMF, man.
There you go.
That tag is sewn in. I mean,
Yeah, man.
So,
PMF flow.
yeah, I mean, that's not gilding. It's PMF.
So
Yeah,
that
man.
day.
Head over to theringsideclub.com, hit shop. You can also check all of the past episodes that are right there. Every Thursday night, sometime around this time, we are live on YouTube, on air, on Twitter. But if you want to catch us on demand, you can do so. Hit YouTube for the video, hit Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all other podcast platforms for the audio. Speaking of audio, speaking of video, we're talking about tech. Tech turns heel very often, so no drops this week. But if you don't know me by now, my name is 2 letters. I go by the name of AO, and I am your reigning and defending pay-per-view predictions champion of the world. In fact, I believe the next pay-per-view I'll be defending that is All In a couple of weeks.
And all out right after.
I believe
Yeah,
that.
And
I mean,
payback right after.
Yeah, if it's
You got 10
in
days,
still,
my boy.
yeah, if I'm in still by the time we get out of All In, then it's All Out, then it's Payback. I pull off a motherfucker though if I make it through them 3.
You might.
Yeah, that's a
You
fact.
just might.
That's a
But you
hell of a
probably
back to
won't.
back. Fresh off a successful SummerSlam defense. But yeah, man, catch me everywhere. I'm outside unless I'm inside. Pass it to my mans and then Ron, what up?
What's good? What's good? You already know who it is. It's Ron the Don. Catch me at Ron the Don PMF, back from assignment. You see the gear, see what my man's is wearing. Gonna cop the gear. Gonna cop the
That RSC right there on the titty.
and the book and delete of you already know what it is. Also cop the coffee too. You know what I'm saying? Wake your ass up. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Word.
Okay. So pass it off to my man Boog. What's good?
You know what I'm saying?
Boom! Look what you did.
You know what I'm saying? I still get my sound effects. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Just put a little bit extra in AO's paycheck this week. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's your boy.
My day rate.
We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on at all times in pro wrestling, and we're going to give our take on some of it. We're probably not going to give our take on all of it because a lot of it is fuck shit. But for the most part, we're here. Chad, what's good with you?
I wasn't even going to attempt to do mine.
What up, though? It's the kid, Younger Diver himself, the longest reigning former RSC television predictions champion. And I'm here to let you know, Blame Boogie, NXT Heatwave next Tuesday night. I'm coming for you. Best believe.
Do it. That's the best
Hold
time to
up.
come for me because you already know I'm not
Pause.
prepared for nothing
Wow,
NXT.
pause on that. Yeah,
But
that's a fact. NXT Heatwave. We ain't coming on each other. We just going to, you know what I mean?
no,
We
I
doing
ain't
that.
say that. I ain't say that.
Yo, is Wesley and
And Mello next Tuesday, which
Yeah.
might be a match of the year contender. I'm
I
already
might
calling.
try to
Yeah,
tap
I'm
into
thinking
that.
that too.
Honestly, if Wesley wins the NXT championship, I would actually be very excited for that. That match is going to be so good that could
I
happen.
wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't even mind it, and I don't think people would mind it either. It's hot potato. Like shit, give me
Part
the
of
belt for
my-
a couple days.
Part of my NXT ignorance, but if they faced each other before 1-on-1,
For the North American Championship.
Yeah, because I think
I saw that. I think I did see that. Wasn't that long ago?
Then Wesley beat Mello for that.
Hello.
Yep,
Yes.
there you go.
And now here we go. So now he's got to get the lick back. Pause. But
was that
unfortunately,
last year or this year? Was it early this year?
Good
Nah, I
point.
think-
Last year, because
last year, yeah.
West is the longest reigning North American champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I think that was last July, I believe.
Are Wesley
I
and
think so.
Dragon Lee
No, I'm sorry,
related?
last October. I'm sorry.
No, they are actually not because Dragon Lee is a Mexican man and Wesley is a black man.
Is Dragon Lee and Dragonov related?
Yes.
Dragonov is a fucking Ukrainian man, I think. Is he Ukrainian or Russian? One of them. And
I think he's Russian.
So they're not related in
Dragon
Dragonship.
Mexican.
There's no
No,
dragon.
but all three
affiliations.
have a high future in NXT. I will say that.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat
should
is
come
the
in and
like-
manage all of them.
with the Ultimo Dragon.
What's
is
his
their
face
father.
from the Never-Ending Story? I forgot his name already, but
Puff
it's
the
okay,
Magic Dragon.
right? Magic Johnson, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
With a segment from David Blaine.
That's it.
A lot of magic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
We're
to the
completely
news.
fucked right now. This episode's already down the shitter, guys. We're gonna be all
Yeah,
right.
you see how
We
you see what
high,
time
we
is on.
we
Yeah, no
high,
shit.
we are cooling. What's up, man? Let's
Oh,
talk
God.
wrestling.
I'm drinking
All right,
boxed
man.
wine again. It'll be all right.
I'm drinking tequila out of a Wendy's cup like a fucking scumbag.
I got a beverage somewhere close by. I'm sure that I could partake in. Let me get through this news first before we get into the
Let's do it.
slurs, the word slurring. I don't got no topic this week. I just talk about a little bit of news, what's popping outside, what's happening outside of the ring. So for starters, there's a quote. It was an interview that Sami Zayn did with Ryan Satin, pro wrestling journalist, and it was pretty much talking about his storyline with Roman Reigns earlier this year. Quote, I don't have bad things to say about anything involving that story, but if you're asking me, it was a tough pill to swallow to come that close and not quite make it. I'd be lying if I said no. It didn't bother me at all. There was a part of me that had problems digesting that. So it seems like we weren't the only ones that agreed that Sami Zayn maybe should have beaten Roman Reigns earlier in Montreal. But this like we was talking off the air, Chad, you was saying like there's a bunch of commentary, a bunch of wrestlers that have been saying recently like they're not too happy with some of the direction that they've had. I saw Drew McIntyre as well, right? He was somebody
Sheamus recently said his momentum got stumped after the Gunta feud.
else. Yeah. All right, let's keep it WWE for a second. Lacey Evans is confirmed done with WWE. Where does she turn up next? Lacey Evans.
You already know
Hopefully-
where she's going.
People
Hopefully
saying
house
NWA.
shows or something. Like, I'm not a Lacey Evans fan, so I don't know. I'm probably not the best
I
person
mean,
to ask.
You know
Lacey-
what?
Lacey Evans been done before she was done. To be honest, they try with her.
I did a Lacey Evans deep dive. I find Lacey Evans attractive. I think I like Lacey Evans.
Jesus.
Like I like looking at Lacey Evans. I mean, single nigga on the pod. I'll say that shit. You know what I mean? I enjoy Lacey Evans' appearance, and I think she had potential. I think she had potential, but she just was stuck with stupid gimmicks, and she was green. Let me not say stupid. Let me just say that her gimmicks didn't have time to flesh through, to like really go anywhere.
Gimmicks are all about timing too, because
That
if
too.
the world don't want your gimmick, then they're just gonna give it right back to you.
It was a lot of stop and start with Lacey Evans. Like she would get the big
Yeah.
push. She had a main event match with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, and before the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, on pay-per-view. So it's like she had some potential, but she was very green.
And you know, I'm the resident guy to bring up cancelable material, so she also was not the best person to be in the public representing $1 billion corporation with over opinionated political views. So it's
You
like,
think so?
yeah, I don't think they really appreciated her giving her political views and things like that online and maybe even in the back. I don't know nothing about that, but I know at least online because I'm there. I'm not in the back, so I don't give a shit about that. But yeah, I don't think she made it. I don't think she made it too difficult to let her go.
I know she had a little back and forth with Cardi B on Twitter. She might have fucked
Hell
that
yeah.
bag up.
And Boog,
Cardi-
I think to that
Cardi, let her
point,
know.
Boog, I think she's going to end up in the National Wrestling Alliance.
That's it. That's the only place she could go.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
She
Actually,
is-
I actually agree with you with like the potential because you know a lot of people didn't like it, but I felt like you saw the potential with the Southern Belle gimmick, and she took that for a
She's
little
not a
while.
bad look either. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
she's,
it's
she's
not.
not a bad look.
It wasn't terrible, but then when she started doing the army stuff, I felt like they could have let it breathe, but
You
that was
got
out of
railed
was-
and confused.
yeah, it just didn't work. I think the timing was just off.
I think
don't
you
know.
got it, Chad. She's either going to be tagging with Tyrus in the NWA or she's going to be tagging with Tyrus on Fox News.
Or she will be the next NWA Women's Champion in about 6 months from now.
I don't
Honestly, I
remember the
could see it.
pod. Speaking of NWA and Tyrus, I don't remember what I was listening to, but whatever the pod was, it was a conversation where they were talking about a conversation that they had, and somebody had brought up Tyrus, and was like, they knew him more from Fox News, and was like, oh yeah, that's the wrestler guy. Which just think about, like, he's pushing like
60?
no, he's probably pushing 60. I don't know how old that man is, but like he's like a household name for some people based on his appearances on Fox News, which is insane. So he's like their understanding of like modern pro wrestling is Tyrus.
Sure.
It's crazy to me.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
man. It's nuts.
Wow.
It's I mean, I guess speaking of NWA, shit. Hey, I don't know if you want to touch this next topic, pause, but I got a little deep dive, you know what I'm saying, for my NWA take. I watched NWA, guys. To all our viewers, to everybody watching, somebody here watched NWA, right? There's got to be somebody in our comments and our followers that watched the NWA. I gave it a shot this past week. NWA Power. They have NWA 75 coming up. This might be one of the only times you ever hear the Ringside Club talking about NWA.
Which, by the way, is whack. That's a shame because when they first launched or relaunched that YouTube Power show, it was fire.
We was talking about it.
Yeah, we was talking.
I remember that. Yeah.
We was like, yeah, we're gonna carve some time out. Never speak about them ever again because Tyrus won the world title and it was over. So basically,
the Funkadactyl is the world champ, my guy.
yes, he is.
Funkasaurus, pardon me. Funkasaurus versus Luchasaurus. Book that.
I sat through the NWA for an hour, yo. Like, I gave the National Wrestling Alliance an hour of my time. And as you can follow from the Ringside Club Twitter, I was so high and just blown at the same time by how slow of a pace the show went. It was so silent that I think Boog would have been so pissed because he would have thought it was a New Japan show. He would have been like, why is it so silent here? But at the same time, the NWA just has such it's like when you look at their roster, it's actually not that bad at all. It's just like old white man wrestling. And I just don't like it caters to that crowd, I guess. With the Kentucky shows and the fucking Tennessee and Nashville and in those markets. Boise, Idaho, random ass fucking podunk towns the NWA stops in, but their roster is solid. But it's also like, dude, their names are fucking horrible. I watched like Jedediah versus Tobias the Monster, and I was like, wow, nobody is moving in the crowd. Like, yo, when we're done, I'm going to share the clip and y'all are going to realize that we sat through 60 seconds and nobody even made a sound, bro. Like, two big men pause going back and forth with each other in the ring and all you heard was stomp, mat stomp, and the crowd just sitting like this, just like, what are we watching right now? Which I feel like would be the reaction that AO would probably have in an NWA show. Like, what is going on here right now?
So, question. So, Tyrus is the world champ. I know
Didn't make an appearance, by the way, too.
Oh, so the show wasn't that bad then. I know Camille is she just passed about 800 days as the
They are
women's
running
world
that up
champ.
with Camille. They definitely are.
Who are the other champs right now? Who's the tag champs? I know there was the North American or something like that.
They have the Colby Carino is back in NWA. He's fighting with interchangeable white guy Alex Kennedy for the Super Junior Heavyweight title. The tag team champions are John Jackson and Bill Fordham. I don't know. I'm just making up names because these are NWA names.
John Jackson is fab. It's a piece of fabulous. I mean,
yeah, I don't think the wrong John Jackson though. It's just like interchangeable white guy John Jackson and interchangeable white guys the tag champs. The women's champion is Camille. You know what I'm saying? She's involved in a pretty good feud with some chick that I'm not too familiar with, but she's a good looker. Still tempting. She might have some like.
She's a good looker.
Chad is probably more 40 and white than I've ever been. I'm pretty close to there.
Yo,
Hiya.
she might take the NWA title from Camille because it's the rematch, but at the same time, Camille's passing 800 days and change, so I don't think that's happening. The NWA champion is Tyrus. The national champion, I believe, is getting determined over a tournament of sorts because EC3 gave up the national title to challenge Tyrus at NWA 75. EC3 is a big prominent fixture in NWA right now. For those that are tuned in, he's in the main event scene. Yeah, hey, yo, come on, man. You know, EC3. We're gonna have a deep dive on that whole. Fuck it. I'm actually gonna talk about it now. Watching this power and watching EC3 made me think about Aaron Stevens because he ended up coming out in a magician's jacket with two black gimps beside him, two big black men with masks on.
Doing what?
Yes. Yeah,
No,
NWA got wavy, bro. Yeah, so back to what I was just saying 60 seconds ago.
You
Aaron
said EC3
Stevens.
came out with gimps?
No, EC3 is in the main event with his own faction, and Aaron Stevens is now a manager. Formerly Damian Sandow is now a manager who is managing two black gimps, and he wears.
You make me hip. What the hell does that even mean? I'm not hip to what a gimp is.
Those are those dudes with the shit stuck in their mouths. Like you remember the dude you saw Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
I don't recall. Maybe
I don't recall that either.
Basically,
Like the fucking pool table scene. Those are the
they're
dudes
they're just two black men with masks on. That's it. That's they're not really gimps per se, but it's just like interchangeable guys with black trunks and black masks on. That I'm just looking at the screen like, huh?
I don't like this at all.
So essentially, I was saying that EC3 and Aaron Stevens are living a world of reverse from LA Knight because LA Knight was in the NWA previously. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have the best WWE run. He was killing it in the NWA, honestly. That year was taking off. He was the tag team champion with James Storm. He was on fire, and that's essentially what brought him to WWE after that. And now you look at Aaron Stevens, Damian Sandow, and EC3, and they are just like, what the fuck?
What happened to Control Your Narrative? It's gone?
Bro, that shit wasn't sustaining. Come on, man. You think that shit was going to sustain? You think people want to just fucking fight each other just for no crowd, for nothing? It's like EC3 probably don't got that much bankroll.
I think, at least if I remember correctly, I remember hearing, or last I heard about it was when Braun was still there, or done an appearance or something. And then after that, like after he went back to the E, I don't remember
he was going
too much about it.
I think that was his business partner, and he was like, "Shit, my business partner's gone, so can't fund this shit." So, long story less long, NWA is pale, pasty, and white. It is. Fuck, I want to enjoy the NWA sometimes, but it's tough, man.
You said it's boiled chicken, bro? They're just
yes, it
boiled
is.
Chicken
it
over
is.
There.
It is, in fact, boiled chicken with no seasoning, bland as fuck, and it's really, really tough. But that NWA 75 card looks all right. This is the most NWA time we'll ever give, probably for quite some time. But I just wanted to just shout it out. You know what I'm saying? I sat through a power episode, and I probably won't be back anytime soon. So that's the NWA for you.
All right. I need an adult beverage, bro. That shit was painful.
I just googled what a gimp is, and I see what you're talking about now.
Hey, yo.
Yeah,
Man. That's literally all it was, bro. That's all. Aaron Stevens is the manager now.
Yes, I googled that scene in Pulp Fiction. I was like, okay, let's see what you're talking about.
That's gonna tie
wild.
into my topic. Those two names are gonna be my topic for when we get to my end of it.
Speaking of WWE, Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Tammy Sunny Sitch, she pled no contest to DUI. So basically the story last spring, she caused an accident. She was driving under all types of whatnot in the system. The accident killed a 75-year-old guy, grandfather of 3. She was driving pretty quick, pretty fast, speeding, killed the guy instantly. Her blood alcohol level was somewhere higher than a .08 at the time of the accident, but she pleads no guilty. I think she can do up to, I think she's facing 25 minimum, some shit like that. But
yo, how did she kill this guy on impact and then walk away unscathed?
Yo, that's honestly how those accidents happen so many times. Like, I just heard about an accident a couple weeks back, maybe last week, Sunrise Highway in might have been Merrick, Belmore, Massapequa Park. There was a guy that was on coke and something else, sped up to like 120, 130, hit another car, killed 4 people in that car, and he only went to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit seems to happen.
Man,
You know,
that's insane.
it's crazy. But yeah, man. So Sunny's she pled no contest, but it's not looking good for her. Hasn't been looking good for her since she looked good.
She will not be all elite anytime soon.
No, that's a fact.
Shit.
Yo, but she's been going through it for a long time now, and
Yeah.
we saw it in that
Speaking
that
of dark side of the ring.
ring. Yeah,
Yep.
it's insane.
Yeah,
Shit.
her story is sad, but at some point it's like, you know, you got to get a grip. Whatever you got going on, whatever happened to you, get a grip. She hasn't. She's finally, some of this shit caught up with her in an actual real legal way as opposed to just a slap on the wrist the way it's been. But
Bill
Word up.
DeMott has been wilding for her head.
hey, it is what it is.
He lost his
What it
daughter
is.
to a drunk driver, so he's just like, yo, anybody in the wrestling
Yeah.
community, especially that's drinking, it's like drunk driving, like, I know I want the worst for you.
I think that's how Jim Ross' wife passed away. Drunk driving.
I remember.
Damn. Yeah. Insane.
Over to AEW, let's make this a little lighter. They had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, which is up there with the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match for one of my
And the
worst
zombie
matches of the-
match. Worse.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
a zombie
zombie
joint.
match.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
there was some shit. But the good thing to come out of that was a $100,000 bag that they made last night, and all of that is being given to charities that are related to the Hawaii wildfires and all that. So it wasn't the most entertaining. It was some weird shit, but at least the bread is going somewhere that can help somebody. So that's what's up.
Yo,
Interesting
that match
shit.
was fucking, what a doozy, son. Holy shit. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, but like, it just got to a point where I was like, yo, this has got to end.
Yeah, I kind of zoned out of it. Like after 5-10 minutes, I was like, yeah, it got to be over, man.
It was just like, where did this come from? Like, why is Jeff Jarrett and Team TNA always in the most random feuds that are just like, did it come to this type of like
I
culmination?
think the biggest.
And I love Team TNA, but I was like, where did
Anti-
that even come from?
Yeah, I think like the biggest anti MVP of that match or that whole situation was Karen Jarrett. Like, I just never want to hear her or see her on TV again. Like, as much as the chainsaw and the zombie or whatever was awful, Leatherface, excuse me. I still think that Karen Jarrett was probably the worst part of that segment, and I know she's been a great part of other segments previously, but I think it's time to pull the plug on whatever's going on in that situation.
Bro, you know what's going to be sick? John Moxley is going to compete in the next Texas Chainsaw Deathmatch Massacre extravaganza. I'm so sure Moxley is the next one to compete in this match.
But yo, like look, this is just what these companies got to do to get the bag.
I
You know
hear
what I'm
you,
saying?
bro. I hear you.
This is what did we just see? LA Knight, that battle royal was what? Snickers or
Slim
some
Jim
shit like
Battle
that?
Royal,
Slim
and
Jim.
Slim Jim Battle Royal. Yeah.
I haven't seen him pick up a Slim Jim pause in weeks since that match because he was wild.
He's doing the commercials, which is fire.
Well,
though.
yes, but
they relaunched those commercials.
Chad
Yes.
said he hasn't seen this man eating no Slim Jims like Chad be with him on the block and shit. Like,
Yo,
he
you
just
ain't
run-
eating no
just run the
smoked
LA
beef.
Knight.
I ain't see you with the smoked beef. in
Your
your hand.
smoked beef is crazy.
Damn.
Wilder than beef bacon, man. Bradley, beef bacon.
One more news item, and then if y'all want to go through the AEW All In lineup, we can. I don't really.
Yeah,
want
let's
to.
do it. Fuck it. We had like
All right.
30 minutes. We might as well. Let's run it up.
The only other piece of news I had was August 18th is the last match on Edge's current WWE contract. I believe it's a SmackDown or it's a TV show, whether that's SmackDown or Raw. Probably
So
SmackDown.
tomorrow, or
Yeah,
when
it's
this
tomorrow.
airs.
Yes.
August
it airs
18th?
now.
Oh,
yeah, it's
shit.
August 8th. It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yo, that's
Tomorrow.
So Edge.
Yeah,
could
you
really
speaking
be
about it
on
like
All
that shit
In.
was a month
I'm
away.
saying
I was
that
like,
shit
nigga,
like
nah,
just
it's
mad long
tomorrow.
ago.
Nah, it's
Edge
tomorrow.
could dead ass debut at All In. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He really could
Adam
be Adam
Copeland.
Copeland at All In.
Adam
Honestly-
Copeland
honestly,
might
I
be
see
all
it.
elite.
I see him resigning for maybe like a short contract, maybe for now.
If it wasn't for Beth, I'd be convinced. But yeah, I don't think he leaves WWE.
For the sake of reuniting Team 3D, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian, Tony Khan is looking at his 2000s fucking bingo board and like, oh yeah,
I hear
how
you.
much
Dog.
is this gonna take?
If for whatever reason, Tony, this clip makes it to you, don't do it, bro.
He spent
Just-
$2 million on
just don't
Daniel
do it.
Bryan's entrance music at the last pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure he got
You,
the bread.
yeah,
that
you
he's
think
due.
you gonna
but
blow
you-
a bag for Adam Copeland?
No,
And
no,
and
I
Eddie
know he
Christian
would. I
TLC
know he
reunion?
would, which is why I'm saying don't do it. But
He's
you also
advising
know
he doesn't.
I'm advising he doesn't. But you know what happened after that music went off? The match was fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What's,
So you-
what's not
you
going to be
figure.
fire is the Edge and Christian versus the Dudleys versus the Hardys. You see what happens when Jeff Hardy hits that Swanton bomb? How much pain he's in just trying to stand up.
Yo, he looked like he wanted to cry last night. How he put his whole weight on Jeff Jarrett. Pause.
Yeah, like we can't just. We've seen it
I mean,
already.
say,
I was happy seeing it.
I
the
wouldn't
first
want
time.
to see them risk their lives, but I wouldn't mind the farewell tour match if they did it. Right.
Yes, the farewell tour match at Double or Nothing, bro. That's gonna sell fucking.
Ayo's
units,
disgusted
bro.
with us, bro. He don't even want to be in the same video as us right now.
Bro,
Dog.
me and Boog are gonna be watching the fucking Edge and Christian Dudley's Hardy's reunion match. Like, yo, this is the shit. And Ayo's gonna be like, yo, fuck
4
this.
minutes into the match, 4 minutes into the match, y'all gonna be like, yo, these
Listen.
guys shouldn't be in here, B.
Yo, I am fine with them with a backstage.
Ron gonna be live tweeting this shit is terrible.
Oh no, I might, because if I have to see Jeff Hardy botch
Nah, I
another
might.
Swanton bomb again, I'll dive, whatever. Listen, I'm cool with them with a backstage segment. That's great. That's
Yo,
thumbs
y'all
up.
want to see Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian? Go get you a little $4.99 Peacock subscription and tune into the WWE Hub. You heard?
Yo, we gonna have to clip this shit and let this shit rock for a little bit, man. All those that want to see Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and TLC 2000 reunion in AEW, holla at us, man. There is somebody from the Ringside Club that wants to see one of these matches in his lifetime.
And
This is dope, right?
AO definitely. I know AO's not a full-time hater right now because he's coming from the right place. I feel like, because AO's not the type of person that doesn't acknowledge that match, the TLC match, as one of the greatest
You
matches.
know
of all
it's gonna
time.
be
Facts.
it's a classic.
Facts.
That's a
Yeah.
great classic match. Not today.
So
Facts.
I know he's
With them.
coming from a
Why not
sound
bring it
place
back?
where-
Not
I
with
will
them.
say, AO, that I'm not all the way Ric Flair's last match with it. I do feel like I want to see it, but I don't want to see
Yes,
them go
Boog,
crazy.
you want to see it because they can still go. It's not like they can't go.
I do want to see it, bro.
Nah, man.
Damn,
you know
I'm sorry,
what it
AO.
is.
I actually
It's
do
not.
want to see it.
It's not that they can't go. It's what kind of expectations. Not us, maybe, but you know what the discourse is gonna be up around that match.
Nah,
It's
I
gonna
hear you.
it's gonna be like, yo, they either gotta they're gonna try to match what they did before, blah blah
But
blah
bro,
blah, blah.
Sting is jumping off of fucking 50-foot
feel
drops
me?
and shit.
Man's
Wow.
having coffin matches. Like
We
the
gotta see-
pop. The
These
pop.
are the
of-
pioneers of it. We gotta at least
Right.
see something.
But here's the
Yo,
thing,
AO
though.
is so upset, bro. Look at him. He can't.
Yo,
I can't even make eye contact.
Yo,
right now.
well,
Yo,
here's the-
he looks like
losing
my
my
dog when my
mind.
dog did something wrong and he can't look at me, bro. AO don't even want to look at us just because he knows he's gonna want to fight us, bro.
Yo, bro, I'm like
man.
he's losing my mind at the thought
Yo.
of the pyro of the and the Dudleys come out, and then you got
Fire.
because you know Tony Khan gonna have a budget, so you know he gonna bring back the Edge and Christian theme music from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? The classic shit. You think you know me, and then it's gonna be like the classic shit, not the original shit, not the current shit, not the Alter Bridge, but like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
like that shit
Yeah.
from like the early 2000s, because he'll bring that back, like the Hardys.
That's at least 16 mil.
Hey, yo, you know what? Though?
And the pop,
to
bro,
keep it,
bro,
to keep
the
it a buck.
pop and the rating of the image of
I get it.
those.
I get it.
Come on, that sells itself.
I'll be happily proven wrong, right? If he books it and it turns out to be out, I'll be happily proven wrong. Cause like, yo, I am enjoying Sting's run. I absolutely enjoyed RVD's match last week.
Great.
I just,
Yo,
I
listen.
am. I'm
This
sports
could be
betting
the
level
highest,
predictions
drunkest,
out of control.
craziest take ever, or we could be 100% spot on. But time will tell, and we'll save this clip and figure it out, bro.
No, I am on like sports betting level of outlandish prediction with that one just now. Like if someone would have, that's like saying yo, the Jets are gonna win the Super Bowl next year. Like, oh, this guy's out of his fucking mind. But
Yeah,
hey,
you seen
crazy
Aaron,
things
you
have
seen
happened.
speaking of which, you seen Aaron Rodgers' little handshake with his boy there on the team. How they
Yeah.
hit the
Yeah,
they
I
hit
saw
the-
that.
put it
That
out
was
on his
funny.
man's shoulder.
That was funny as hell.
Ugh, God, you
That was
gotta
my
love
boy,
it.
man, Sauce Gardner, man.
All right, man. Get that's what I got.
Reel us back in, Ron. I know you got a topic, bro. Give
Now
us
we got
something
we're
to
gonna do
talk
we're
about.
gonna do all in, right?
Oh, that's
So you
right.
want the run-
I'll list them real quick. I'll just list them. This is
Now
the
we have a
most
card.
updated. Yeah, we got a card. It's the most updated lineup. Obviously, we got MJF versus Adam Cole for the World Championship. FTR defending against the Young Bucks for the tag team titles.
Can't wait.
Hikaru Shida defending against Saraya, Britt Baker, and Toni Storm for the Women's World Championship. We have the Golden Elite, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi against Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson, and Jay White, plus Konosuke Takeshita. We have Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. We have the Blackpool Combat Club consisting of John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and a mystery partner. Two mystery partners. 5-on-5 Stadium Stampede match versus Eddie Kingston, the Lucha Bros, which is Penta and Ray Phoenix, Orange Cassidy, and the Best Friends, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. AR Fox and Swerve Strickland versus
And you
Darby
gotta
Allin and
remember,
Sting.
don't forget the Blackpool Combat Club's mystery partners too.
No, I mentioned that. Yeah, they got two mystery
Oh,
partners.
Yeah.
It'd be 5-on-5.
I really want to see Proud and Powerful
Those-
back together at this pay-per-view.
I thought it
man.
was
I don't know
6-on-6.
why
I
can't
think I
stop
know who
thinking
they're
about
gonna
it.
bring in.
I got 5-on-5 right now. I got Mox, Claudio, Wheeler, plus 2.
5-on-5? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Eddie, the Lucha Bros, 3, Cassidy, and maybe it is 6. Maybe it is 6 guys.
I
It's
thought I saw
6 right now on the other
Wednesday.
side. Yeah, it's 6
Okay.
on the other side.
Mhm.
So, all right, we'll see. So those, so that's that Stadium Stampede. We got Swerve and AR Fox against Darby Allin and Sting in a coffin match, and in the pre-show, the World Champ MJF and Adam Cole team up to face the Ring of Honor Tag Champs Aussie Open. So right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches, including the pre-show match, that are official for All In. And was that next weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Next weekend?
Yeah. April, August 27th.
Now, Chad, you know, AO, I don't know if you've been to one yet. You got your tickets for Arthur Ashe. You know goddamn well there is no fucking conceivable way Tony Khan is getting damn near 90,000 people in the building and he is not running extra dark matches that people ain't going to see on nothing recorded. There are going to be, these people will be in Wembley Stadium probably from 9 a.m. until like 12 p.m. the next day.
Taping
So,
Ring of Honor.
I saw
Ring
them.
of
I
Honor
saw
from
them.
Wembley.
Yo, a Ring of Honor taping in front of 80,000 people is insane. dog.
Tony Khan is gonna swindle in a dark elevation and a rampage taping in Wembley, like nobody's business.
So wait, we don't have Chris Statlander on the card. She's a
Yeah, so
champion.
the TBS
We don't have Willow
title
on the
isn't
card.
booked. Nope.
No, we have
Yeah,
one
there
women's
is-
match on the card, my guy.
There's one women's match right now, 4-way.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But there
we
is
still,
all out.
This still,
the next
this
week.
still,
This-
we
Well,
still got a
still-
week. We still got a week
yeah,
to
there's
go.
still
so
collision this
I'll give him
Saturday.
leeway. I'll give him leeway for that.
Still
I
got
think we're still
Rampage
going to get
tomorrow,
booked matches at Collision. I think we're going to see some more matches as a result of
Because like
Collision. Maybe even
Punk, yeah,
Rampage.
Punk and Joe still isn't quote unquote official yet, so that's going to be on this card.
But yeah, speaking of
sure-
the displeasure with the booking, and it's not just with WWE. There's a lot of people, or there's a lot of rumors swirling around people's displeasure in the booking of All In, which is
Hell yeah.
a little weird.
No, I
It's
mean
The
like
talent,
the-
like the talent aren't happy with.
yeah,
the way
not
it's
only the
booked.
talent, like a lot of the conversation I heard was people that don't necessarily know what they're fucking even doing. Like, should I
Right.
make the trip? Should I not? Am I on the card? I'd like to be on the card. It's supposed to be the biggest show ever. The other discourse is a lot of fans in England, because you got to understand, like, I live here, so I understand that Wembley Stadium is a big deal. Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
huge stadium. But if somebody were to talk to me about arenas and stadiums, I know what Yankee Stadium is because I've been. I know the importance. I know what Madison Square Garden is. I know the importance. So people speaking from a firsthand experience, knowing that not only did you sell out or you're close to selling out Wembley Stadium, but you're listing it as the biggest show ever. And it seems like you're booking this show as any other show outside of maybe 3 matches. There's not really a lot here of much importance whatsoever.
Like
This
Tony
could be-
Khan has booked several pay-per-views better than this one.
But you know
This,
what though?
this is honestly the one
paper.
that I'm probably, outside of the spectacle of it, this might be the AEW pay-per-view I'm looking forward to the least.
But you know
Just
what though? This is
just
all
because-
common. This is really common, yo. Like I don't know why people are kind of like I was kind of taken back by the last minute shit, of course. But then I sat back today and I was just like, yo, he does this every fucking pay per view.
No, 100%. But I think, again,
not uncommon
diff-
for us to
the-
see
yeah,
like,
but I
oh,
think like to
he
their
just
point
booked
though,
the card
the
last
difference,
week.
yeah, but I think to their point, the difference is this is the first time you've been to England. This is your biggest show that you're probably ever going to do. They're not going to sell Wembley out again. You
But
know
yo,
what I mean?
what else more can you do with that card?
You could go balls to the wall and book it a little bit differently. Now I know that they
Like
can't.
what you
what?
honest-
Would
I
what
know
in,
we're not gonna get Punk and Omega. Or we're not gonna get like the shit
we
that
don't
we
have
want to
Danielson and
see.
Omega. We were supposed to get Danielson and Omega 3. Well, 2. Osprey and Omega was definitely not going to happen because
Even
that's
though
going
we
to New
want that
Japan.
payoff match, it's not gonna
That's
happen.
Wrestle Kingdom. That's Wrestle
Right.
Kingdom. New
Yeah,
Japan's not
that's-
giving that
that's New
shit away to
Japan.
AEW.
I think that what you could have done, first and foremost,
And then what? And then it's just a bunch of undercard niggas. Like, what else more do we have to do?
what you do is you book singles matches of some kind of stakes and some kind of importance instead of mad tags.
Because
think
it's
that's-
looking like WrestleMania 2000 right now.
That's what it's looking like.
It's feeling
Like,
like
yo, I'm looking
insurrection.
forward to like the MJF.
all insurrection.
Yeah,
Pause.
MJF and Adam Cole. I love that shit. I think like they strung together Jericho and Osprey really quick, even though the way that they got there, like that segment with fucking,
That shit was terrible.
that was awful.
Horrible segment.
Awful.
That was awful. And like you have Chris Jericho going into Wembley as the face against the British Will Ospreay, the heel. All right, that makes
With
sense.
no
You know what I
real
mean?
juice other than like this match should have happened before the pandemic. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. To a lot of British podcasters and British wrestling fans, that's pretty much been like their thing. Plus, they're also looking at like, yo, you may have 8, 9, 10,000 in at All Out that you're probably gonna book better than your 80,000 show in All In.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The
Like you're
look,
gonna
though-
get a Punk championship match more than likely. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
The
You know,
look is gonna be dope as shit. I can't lie. Like
the
watching
spectacle's gonna be insane.
like the optics of it looking like a WrestleMania is gonna be dope as shit. Like you never see that with AEW because of the arenas that they're in. It just you're conditioned to it. But like seeing them with like the outdoor shit and like every seat WrestleMania level packed with like, you know what I'm saying, the extended walkway. Probably might not even have a Titantron, but it's Tony Khan, so he might have a
I don't mean to
Titantron.
sound disrespectful to
That's gonna be
any of
dope
the
as shit.
talent on the card, but I'm just being real. The only 2 matches I even give a shit about are MJF, Adam Cole, and FTR and the Bucks. Everything else is just kind of filler to me. Like it's
That's
just,
crazy because I really could care less about this FTR Young Bucks match. I think they are so past the shit already.
Nah, I'm looking forward to that match. That's one of mine.
Young Bucks are the most quietest they've been. Young Bucks are not it.
Because again, like they waited a little too long to heat them back up as a tag. They've been doing the trios for so long, and it was all of a sudden like, we back into the tag division.
Damn, they get
Like-
no reaction anymore. Kenny Omega gets more reaction than Young Bucks right now,
Yeah. So
and
you know,
that's crazy.
but like AEW usually does, the build is shaky, and then show date by the time we get to the
Delivers.
end of the show,
Kick that.
it's gonna be an amazing show. You know what I mean? But I know
Even
I
the
get
Stadium
it.
Stampede, that's just gonna be pretty fucking rocky.
I think
Stadium
we have
Stampede is
to-
one that I'm looking forward to because just
Yeah, ditto.
the spectacle of them fighting
Once-
amongst 80,000
once you
people
walk-
is kind of crazy.
like once you walk a healthy distance away from something, I feel like you have to let almost the statute of limitations run out before you do it again. Because if you do it too close to something that you let kind of expire, people don't really care anymore because they just now forgot about it. So to like what Chad was saying, I love FTR and I've never really been a huge Young Bucks fan, but I appreciate what they do. So to me, because I'm an FTR guy, I can't wait to see the match. But from Chad's perspective, I also understand how fans could be like, yo, y'all just let the clock run out. Like we wanted to see this a minute ago. We don't want to see this now. Like
And they also worked because if you take the Young Bucks out, there is no other tag team that I feel like anybody would give a shit about at Wembley for the tag titles at this point. So it's like de facto they had to do that match. And
I hear
then the guest appearances for the Moxley match, I think that's going to be another one that gets people excited. Because now you don't know who they're going to bring. And whoever they bring is going to fucking blow the roof off this motherfucker. Well, hopefully. But it'll be a nice surprise. I think it's going to be, we're going to get Zach. We're going to get Zack Sabre. Because he's going
That
to
is
fuck
not
up
the
Orange
match.
Cassidy. He wants some blood from Orange Cassidy. So I think he's going to come in. I think we're going to get a Nigel McGuinness return because it's London and it's a big pop. And I think Chris Hero. Just for the sake of it.
I'd be cool to see it, but like
Who else? Hey, yo,
Zack
give me some
Sabre.
New Japan niggas. Come on. There you go.
They'll
It's not
bring
going to be
Ishi-
them three. It's got to be some New Japan guys.
Yeah, they'll bring Zack is a New Japan guy, but they'll bring
Actually bring
Ishii
him.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll bring Ishii over. They'll bring.
Yeah, I don't think Proud and Powerful fit there, but I would love to see him go there.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
Yeah, definitely waiting
Against
for him to
Eddie?
come back, man.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that could
because
be
they
cool.
left on not good terms.
Yeah, think about like the last time we saw Ortiz and Eddie, they were beefing.
That's true. I'll give you
We
that.
never saw Santana and Ortiz actually beef on camera. So if anything happened, that might have been private.
We never even seen
And
this guy
Eddie's
win
such
matches.
a face. Eddie's such a face that they couldn't bring back a face team like that.
Bro,
against
did
the
you
face.
hear that pop last night for son?
Yeah, they went shit. They
Yeah.
went balls to the wall for Eddie last.
You know, we're getting Eddie beating somebody for something by the time we get to Grand Slam.
Nah, for sure.
I don't even think
But
that.
I
I
also
don't-
feel like
I
I'm
don't
saying
think
that 3 years in a row.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'll hot shot it now and say Eddie, Moxley, international title, Full Gear. Next topic.
Next
I was
up is
almost-
is
honestly-
either.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say next joint is either Ron or you. I don't know if you had prepped the
Because
cook or
I was
whatever.
just gonna say real quick on Eddie Kingston, if he hadn't won this New Japan Strong title, I was almost 100% out that he's the new Tommy Dreamer, where he just doesn't win. Like, and his Raven
Yo,
is
that's-
everyone. You know what I mean?
That's
Because
a
it's just
really
like,
good comparison though.
yeah, like that's
I
the
never
way
thought
I was
about
looking.
that.
I'm like, yo, he is Tommy Dreamer now, bro. Like that's all it is.
Hey, even
He's gonna
Tommy
go out
Dreamer
there.
won though.
Nah, I know, but I'm just saying, like the way Tommy's
a
always
long
been
path.
booked is the ragdoll. We're just gonna run this guy through fucking mud, and then the fans are gonna get behind him because he's just so lovable. He's always putting his heart into everything.
Yeah.
And Eddie Kingston does the same shit.
I-
See, man, I laid off the wine a little bit. I feel like I like my takes right now. I'm gonna stick to the body armor for now.
After that body armor.
Y'all let me know what the next topic is. I got to join in, but I'm gonna go get my wine. I'll be right back.
Yes,
Do
go
your
get
thing.
that. I think it's
Do your
Ron.
thing.
Ron, you can
Well-
take the
well,
wheel,
I-
bro.
Well, before I get into my topic, I was just gonna say that I think it was gonna be Eddie's time to win that ROH title off Cesaro because he's beefing with that man right now.
You
so-
right. You are right
that's-
about that.
But since what title does he have now? He has the
New
N
Japan strong.
the strong title. So I say if he didn't win that, he's probably gonna win that. He was gonna
He
win the
might hold
ROH
both,
title.
bro. That would be fire.
I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I like Eddie, man, and he got a huge
Man, the
podcast.
crowd loves Eddie Kingston, man. You hear that pop, you hear the crowd chant, man. They
Nah,
came
it was
alive
dope.
for that. He had more reaction than FTR and the Young Bucks combined.
Yo, it's insane, man. But
I really seen it.
I do have to give an update. I'm not going to give too much behind the curtain stuff, but due to legal complications.
All right. Hold on a second. Just look down for a second, Boog. I think you're about to drop some names. Hold on. You might have to pick
No,
over.
I'm not dropping any
Okay.
names. I got you.
All right.
But due to legal complications, the artwork that I talked to AO about on the last pod that Hal and I were doing for StarCast are no longer happening. Hal will still be still be a huge part of StarCast. He'll be there. That's what's up. But a certain wrestling promotion did not okay our drawings. So you can
Okay.
fill in the blanks. But yeah, there we are. And
Man,
we're
fuck
still,
GCW for not approving your artwork.
Nah. Actually,
wow,
yo, shouts out to Nick Gage, bro. I honestly never got a chance to say this. I don't think on the pod, but he follows me. He likes all my shit. He's
That's what it
really
is,
into
man.
hip
Shout
hop,
to
bro.
Nick
I
Gage,
fuck
man.
with Nick Gage. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, shout out to Nick Gage, man.
That's what it is, man.
Definitely.
Salute.
Jim Cornette hates this guy's fucking guts.
MD fucking K, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
I guess until AO gets back, I'll hit the next segment of Prepped and Cooked. You know what I mean?
Better time than ever.
Better time
I
than
want
ever.
AO to be a part of Ron's topic because he's the first one to chime in.
We could do the Prepped and Cooked segment right now. As you guys know from frequent viewers, Prepped and Cooked is when the wrestler is being prepped to be either used or just sit down for a while. They're kind of just in that little waiting hold, little queue. Cooked means they are absolutely fucked. They have just been disheveled to the worst of booking capabilities. And this is just weekly. I'm not talking about overall.
And
This
we're
is
also
weekly.
not talking about talent. We're talking about booking.
Just the booking, just the matches. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers.
Shout to that.
Cheers,
King.
cheers.
Cheers, King. Cheers, King. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful
My-
music when champagne flutes hit. You know what I'm saying? I think Jay-Z said it like that or something.
My prepped for the week. is going to go to Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser of the Imperium.
Damn, really? You're prepping them?
Wow.
I'm prepping them, bro. I
Yo,
didn't
bro,
say
honestly,
I didn't say the whole Imperium. I just said
Yo,
the two.
Samantha Irvin, earmuffs right now. I don't even want you to hear this because you do such a great job announcing them.
Gunda.
We'll let Chad get his shit off, but
Giovanni Da Vinci.
Ludwig Kaiser is macking. He's gonna have the Shawn Michaels run of the two of them. That's very evident. He's macking on Maxine Dupree, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Jealous because Maxine Dupree's a little hottie. But he just can't pick up a win, and neither can Giovanni Vinci. He never wins. Every week he's thrown out there to be the fucking chew toy for whoever Gunta is feuding with at the time.
my boy
Which is
Big
kind of
G.
wild. Which is kind of wild, actually. You know what I'm saying? But they are the lackeys of the faction. They're prepped. I ain't saying they cook because they are tied to the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. And essentially, Gunta is using them as a way to scout his opponents. That's what I'm picking up. Because he ain't kicking them out the group.
Also, one of the coolest entrances at this past year's WrestleMania. I thought it was
That was
pretty
good,
cool.
too. That was good too. You know, he's saying that he's mad they're losing, but he's just using them to scout his opponents. He's not kicking them out the group per se, because we do not need to see another group split up, break up, tension, and replace. This is the Imperium that needs to stick through and through from the beginning to now. So until they pick up some more wins, them boys is prepped, man. They ain't getting no tag team title shots, no tag team title matches. They just gonna keep holding L's to whoever Gunta's feuding with. That's my prep. My cooked. Some of y'all might be tapped into NXT. Some of y'all might not be. But for me, the dyad is fucking cooked. Ron, I think you might agree on that one. Them boys are fucking done, yo.
Yeah, I got shit. They might be.
You can't think of a time they ever win. Joe Gacy, the other two guys.
I was just gonna say,
and
not
Brock's
Schism.
daughter.
Are you talking about just the tag team, the dyad, like just those two
You know
dudes,
what?
or
Fuck
just
it,
the
Bug. You're right. Put the
or
whole
just-
schism in there.
Oh,
They're
You mean
cooked.
the non NXT guy? Just, you know what I'm saying? Just helping
They're
y'all
cooked.
out.
No,
if
they're
you're
cooked.
talking about all of them as a whole, or
I'm gonna
just
say
the
the
two
whole
of them?
group in
The whole
general
group.
are cooked.
Rock's daughter and everything.
They're cooked. Rock's daughter is just getting by. Joe Gacy is still holding on to this gimmick for dear life, and the dyad really don't ever win. And now that the Creed brothers are infiltrating their group to feud with them again, they definitely ain't gonna fucking win.
Yeah, I think that might be the highlight of that whole group, man. Just them trying to come back in again from their vacation or whatever you want.
Yeah, loser leaves NXT. Now they're back.
Yeah.
So
And that wasn't
man.
very long. What was that, like a month ago that happened? Something like
Right.
that. I get it, like the whole storyline, whatever it is, but
the schism has ran its fucking course, yo. You really fucked Joe Gacy up by not putting him with Bray Wyatt when everybody was saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, you should merge this Wyatt 6 shit a lot sooner than later." And clearly we see where that ended up going. So
yeah,
that's my prepped and cooked, man. I'm going with the schism for cooked and prepped is motherfucking
Imperium minus Gunther.
yes, Imperium tag team, not Gunta.
I'll agree with you with Giovanni because they're not really doing too much with him as far as
That boy don't
Ludwig.
ever win.
Yeah, he don't, like, he just be
He
scolded.
don't even talk.
Like, yeah, it's insane.
Nigga don't even
like,
say nothing. He just
at least-
loses. He just been losing.
At least they're trying to give Ludwig some range. 'Cause I told him, I said on Twitter, I was like,
He was
this
dirty
dude's-
macking like a
Yeah,
motherfucker.
was exactly what I said. The man is like
That boy after
macking,
that
bro.
neck.
Yo, I don't
feel
know if
him.
y'all seen
felt
any
it.
of them World War II movies or any of the Holocaust movies, and I'm not trying to get into any dark territories right now. I'm just being honest. I honestly, whatever WWE is trying to give across from these gentlemen, from whatever their nationalities or whatever, but they are, I can't shake the fact that they all look like Nazi generals to me. Like, I just can't. Like, all three of them. Am I
Nah,
bugging?
but you're not. They before when Gunther was Walter, when he was in WXW in I believe in Germany, it was Ringkampf was the name of the
Yes,
of the
it was
crew.
Ringkampf.
Ringkampf. And it's the same. It's the same thing. So it comes from there. It's that vibe. You spot on.
It is okay.
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like we have to cleanse we have to cleanse the ring. We got to
Pro
cleanse
wrestling
wrestling
and-
and make it an art. So that whole
Mat is
ring is
sacred.
sacred. Yeah, the mat is
Yeah.
sacred is like what they're doing now is like the WWE presentable version of that shit, but spot on.
Got it. Wow.
And
okay. Well,
and Ludwig, he is from Germany, legit. So
well,
I'm not surprised.
take
that.
us out of Germany, Ron, please.
Yes,
For
please.
now. Yes.
All right. So this week I wanna talk about the return of Bobby Lashley, and when he returned, like maybe like a month ago, maybe something like that, and then he started having encounters with the Street Profits, D'Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. Started having little meetings with them, getting them right, with some clothing and whatnot. I say, I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, like, I really wasn't like bored with like the Street Profits and like in their gimmick, because it was like it wasn't stale. So, but you know what? Change is not wrong in this situation. So right now,
that's Money Montez right there, bro.
Yeah,
That's a different
absolutely.
Montez.
that's a fact, man. So right now, like they
Dollar
just
sign
been.
dog.
You say what?
$sign dog.
Dollar sign dog.
Dollar
That's a
dog.
fact. So they've been meeting up,
And Daddy Dog. Pause.
This guy.
Oh my God. So they've been meeting up, Lashley been trying to get them right or whatever it is. I think before
Pause. Actually trying to get them right.
trying to get them right,
He is,
trying
though.
to get them
He's their OG, bro.
right, trying to get them with good clothing, trying to change their style and all that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Niggas taking them shopping like 50 took Mason.
that's a fact, and I'm not mad at it. And then I think before that, you saw Bobby Lashley talking to Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I think when Trick and Melo went to SmackDown, I believe, or something like that. So he's been having meetings with like a few people, a few of them guys. So
This shit is such cap, yo.
why?
The fucking Mellow and fucking Trick is such cap. That shit is just like the red herring. That's the red herring that WWE loves to fucking throw us.
Right.
Yo, they're gonna be in her business. No, the fuck they're not, yo. Them niggas is just there because they have to be there that night because they on camera. Them niggas is not gonna be in her business, yo.
Well, here's the thing. I never said they were, but
No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, just from the viewer, I'm just like, yo, this is the WWE doing their shit again. Like,
Right.
ooh, they're gonna join. 7 months later, yo, whatever happened to that?
right, exactly.
But
But
Trick Williams is mad green. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not gonna fly.
it's not. But here's the thing. I kind of had that booking, but I'm gonna get into that. So here's the thing. So like I said, I wanted this to be like fantasy booking. Like it doesn't have to be. The shit is not gonna happen. But this is just what I feel like I would like to happen. Like in my world. Here's the thing. Like I would want to see the Hurt business back. But I want them to be renamed as like Hurt Business International or something like that.
Yeah, we leveled up.
Yep, we gonna level up because here's the thing. Because he's been talking to all these guys, I want to see I thought it would be like Hurt Business International or a 2023 version of like the Nation of Domination, where they clean, they suit it up. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just going to stay in WWE. I feel like it's going to spread out to different companies.
Yo, Ron, this is the WWE. They just gonna slap the new Hurt Business on t-shirts and call it a fucking day.
Right. And that's what they're going to do in their world.
The
You know
new
what I'm
Hurt
saying?
Business.
Right. But here's I would like it to be like
Like
the
Kumbaya
book,
Club, it's just like everywhere.
something like that. But like like the Bullet Club, where you see the Bullet Club and AEW.
Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah, Bullet
Yeah,
Club.
when they was
and
doing that, Impact Japan.
Right,
Spread
and
out a
it-
little bit.
Exactly. So I would definitely love to see that, where it's like, all right, you're gonna have like Lashley and the Street Profits on SmackDown, and you finally have Sean Benjamin and Cedric Alexander on Raw. You know what I'm saying? And they doing something to represent like the brand. Then you go to NXT, then they have Carmelo and Trick, but unfortunately they split up now. But
I see the vision.
right, and then you go to like Impact, and then you see like get Chris Bay or I forgot who else is in Impact, like Moose or something like that. I had a few names down, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got Chris Bay and
They need to
Moose,
get
second
homeboy
floor.
from the wrestling club. What's his name? To be another manager alongside MVP
Oh
or
yeah,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Stokely. You can
Nah,
get
not Stoke Wrestling Club, dude.
fucking
nah, dude. I forgot his name, man. I forgot. I know you're talking about
With the kids.
Yeah, with
I
the
forgot
kids.
his name.
Salute to that dude, but I forgot.
Yo, he's
my
such a
bad,
good dude too, and we're calling
Yeah,
him dude.
hell
We don't
yeah.
even remember his name.
Heath.
Fuck.
Don't blame me, blame the wine, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, word.
You say you got kids. You talking about Heath?
No,
No,
the
no.
dude with the wrestling club. The kids
Nah,
from
he's on
school and
Nah,
shit.
he's on Twitter, and he has the the wrestling
R&B
club.
singer too.
Yeah,
Okay.
the wrestling club. Like and
They
he
just had Cody rocking the hoodie in the documentary and shit.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll find his name. In a
Yeah,
second. But
yes.
yeah.
I don't like butchering his name
Victor
because
Perry.
Victor Perry. There you
Victor
go.
Perry.
There
Because
we
he's
go.
a good
Wallflower
dude,
Perry
man.
is what I remember it as.
Yeah, because he's
yeah,
doing good things with those kids, man. But like you go to Impact and you get like Kenny King or Jonathan Gresham, and then like you get
Keep
the point
building
when
it.
right, you keep building it, and then like they all suited up, taking
Got
care
some
of
kind
business.
of symbol,
Right, exactly,
like the Too Sweet, like just something.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they had potential. They had potential when they were building it. And they had a little momentum. So
Right.
yeah.
So
I can't wait to get to my fantasy prediction. This is gonna be fucking great.
you said what, Jack?
My shit's brewing right now.
Yeah, see, so that's just like my fantasy booking. Obviously, I think some people would like WWE to like open the forbidden door, like AEW did, just have cross promotions. I think that will help them a lot. But this is what I see, especially if you want to expand. So, so my question to you guys is like, would you how would you like book like Lashley and the Street Profits right now?
Mine would
Would
be
you?
like real. Mine would be pretty direct. Like I think it's the quickest thing to do to solidify for starters the Street Profits is to get them lined up with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander and mop the fucking floor with them.
I
You know
think
what I'm
that's
saying?
gonna
Like,
happen. I figure that's gonna be the holding pattern feud for the first couple of months.
yeah, I think it's like because unfortunately, like they had something good, they squandered it for whatever reason.
The
It
New
didn't go
Day
anywhere.
bodied their promo on what was it, SmackDown, when they referenced that shit. I was dead, yo.
Hurt Business.
Yeah, they were just
What'd
like,
they
what the fuck? Who they cut a promo on? They cut a promo on.
They cut a
No,
promo
they
a
were
few
on
people.
Raw. They were on Raw. They cut a promo against Drew and Riddle backstage, and they were just like, yo. They're calling out the tag teams pretty much, and they're just like, yo, Shelton and the Street Profits think they're Cedric and Shelton. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? Like, I was dead at that. Like, I was like, yo, even they know what's going on. Like,
I was crying when they rolled those chairs with them.
yeah,
That shit was hilarious.
that's
like.
that's
Yeah,
where
that was
hey,
fire.
I'm right there with you. I think that's going to be their holding pattern feud for the
Yeah,
fall.
I think they do something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Like MVP was in charge of this before, so he's still aligned with Omos, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a quick Bobby gets Omos out of here match. You know
But that's
what I'm
on
saying? Like,
Raw though.
so we got Survivor Series coming up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if we get
Drafts
a
don't
trios.
matter anymore. The roster split don't matter anymore.
They did. They did.
Damn.
I thought
Just
I
to
thought-
remind us that certain people were free agents. That's the only reason it was good.
Damn,
so they can tell us
man.
who's a free agent and who's not.
Baron Corbin's a free agent, man.
But I think
Crazy.
like this is the perfect opportunity to get the Hurt Business right. You know what I'm saying? So like the
Yeah.
Street Profits, for example, I don't remember the last time they've had a tag title run.
It's been a
Have they-
minute.
It's been a minute. You know what
It's
I'm
been a
saying?
been a
while,
minute.
bro.
It's
You know,
been a
been,
minute.
ain't
Yeah,
only been
this-
the 2 tag team champions in like 3 years.
Right. So this would be the time to just get the
Have
Street Profit. Just to
Specific
put the
brand
Hurt
tag
Business,
titles. Yeah.
put the Hurt Business on the level of like, all right, we should pay attention to him. We should fuck with him for real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect Bobby Lashley to beat Roman. I don't expect Bobby Lashley to beat Seth. So he's not going to be world title or world champ on either brand or anything.
You know, I wouldn't say it's Seth. Crazy things have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy
That could
that-
be the one.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, Street Profits for sure should first and foremost get the old Hurt Business out of here and then move on to getting their shit together. And then yeah, I like your idea though of like at least amongst the brands that are in because they ain't like NXT. he had those conversations with Trick and Mello, that shit would be fly. Like, just to have, if you brought that whole squad back together and you had MVP just kind of float and Bobby Lashley just kind of float and like, I'm gonna put my arm over as the big homie and shit. I just don't think the fucking WWE, they've been implementing a lot more NXT lately. You know what I'm saying? And doing it correctly and going back.
I've seen a lot of cross branding with like
Rhea and Dom show now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've been seeing them going back and forth.
And the rate and the numbers go up when they're on the show. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They did fucking 800,000 or some shit like that last week.
They doing more than Collision.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's a Saturday show, by G. Like, what they
Hey, man,
I mean, but it's CM Punk.
Collision's doing great though. Collision actually, if you look at it in its own lane,
That's mad
it's
funny.
pulling numbers on a Saturday. No, it really is.
Exactly. It's pulling mad numbers on a Saturday. Plus the fact that
Chad hates us right now. You're looking.
No, I get it. I'm just playing devil's advocate
Look at
because I'm like, this is the argument. This is like, no, but it's still like, for what they're doing. But it's like, but the numbers are just getting lower and lower.
But the numbers for the immediate overnight are what you're looking at. You're not looking at people that watch on DVR.
I'm looking
you're
at
not
the numbers
looking
from
at
the
total
start of the show till the end of the show, and they've been staying pretty consistent. And then when Punk's on the screen, they just go up. So
yeah, I mean, but the other part is like when people start talking about numbers, you're looking at a show and you're getting the first run live numbers. You can't judge shit like that, especially when you're comparing it to old metrics like what happened 20 years ago. Because niggas, we got DVR now. You know what I'm saying? We have.
I just think because they on TNT, like, I mean, we ain't there. We don't know the discussions, but like TNT will cancel some shit. TNT will get some shit the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. But except the fact that live is the only thing that's keeping cable afloat, and it's not that expensive to produce wrestling. So you want more? Here's more shows. Here's fucking Sunday. We'll give you Tuesday. We'll give you whatever, because it ain't gonna cost that much, and they're still coming in the top 10 whatever night they're on, if not number one. Dynamite, whatever number they do, is always number one on cable for that night. But again, like you're also talking about what's happening 2 days after when somebody's finally getting back to the
hearing
DVR.
Vince Russo explain this was fucking hysterical. It was like, nah, bro, when you're fucking running against, fucking Jurassic Park for the fucking 35th time this year, it's not too hard to be fucking number one, bro. It's like,
I'm glad you finally have caught Dark Side of the Ring. I'm so happy you caught up.
Oh, bro, I love Dark Side of the Ring. I'm plugged in. I watched every single one of them except for Abdullah the Butcher because I can't deal with the blood. But
it gets it gets pretty gory at that.
I watched all of them.
Yeah,
shouts out to Marty Jannetty and whoever he bodied, yo.
Oh, jeez.
Yo, you saw my man's ankle?
No, yeah,
his shit is swollen, bro.
Insane.
His shit is swollen, my nigga. His shit is bad, bro.
That shit looked like one of them trees you tried to cut open when you were younger
and
it started leaking.
That shit looks bad, bro.
That's what it looked like to be.
Crazy. I almost forgot. I forgot all about his return. I forgot all about his return when he came back to WWE for a hot time.
I checked out at that time.
I was tapped in. I was tapped in during that run. So I actually was just like, holy shit. Like, I forgot about that.
Wow. Shouts out to this girl in my class that lied and said she was his cousin to get clout back when we were little. You know what I'm saying?
She was Jeannie Jannetty.
Something like that.
Margaret Jannetty.
Shouts to Janet Jannetty.
So
shouts out to Jane Jannetty.
Jane Jannetty.
So Ron, what's your actual question for the topic so I can answer?
Is this fantasy book? The Hurt
just
business?
fantasy book.
Business.
The Hurt business. That's it.
Okay.
That's how would you book it?
I'd like to see Omos and MVP become part of the fold again. I don't want to Vince McMahon it because the Vince McMahon way of booking it is black people to the left, white people to the right, brown people in the middle.
I want all the
If
blacks.
you're Asian, you all go over here. So
I
don't
want
wanna,
all of the blacks.
I don't want to play like racial battleship right now, but it's no secret that the Hurt business is what it is. So I'd love to see it
Hector
continue.
Garza and Angel Humberto aren't going to be in this group at all.
I mean, I would like to see them
have
booked.
R-Truth wrap the Hurt business out. To
Yeah, I want to see them booked strong. I don't want to see it be comical. I want to see them booked like on top, like so that they're actually beating people and they're a faction that is to be, fucked with or not to be fucked with.
Right.
I mean, just like they were doing before. And they
I just don't want it to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see it be a joke, and I don't want to see it halfway through everybody start hating each other and crumble. So I want to see it done the right way. So basically, if the movie was shot by somebody with no budget the first time, I need to see a big budget film right now. Like that's all I want to see. I just want to see it done the right way.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I don't have any qualms about who the actual pieces are, as long as you don't book fucking Chad Gable in the Hurt Business. I think everything will be fine. You know, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see Shorty G again. I'm sorry.
The
Yeah,
Alpha Business?
Keep Mustafa Ali and whoever else isn't doing anything out of the Hurt Business, please. Thank you. That's all I say.
Mustafa's out. He ain't doing too bad in NXT right now, though.
Nah, I don't think he's about to get that NA title off Dom.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see that happening. But he's
Chad's
trying
like,
though.
nah,
He's
boy.
trying though. My take for the Hurt Business, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate as always and say this shit has got 3 months and we won't hear about this shit again. We're gonna hear about this. Yeah, we're gonna Hurt Business it up for about the rest of the year, and then we won't hear about this shit again. We're not gonna be talking about the Hurt Business. It's gonna be unfortunate, actually. It's gonna be like, yo, I'm mad hype for the Hurt Business. We got feuds against
There
Shelton,
has to be
this
someone
guy, that
at the
guy,
table that
and
cares.
6 months from now, we won't even talk about the new Hurt Business because
Yeah, somebody's got to be sold on him in order to keep him there. Because if not,
They're getting
it's
lost
something
in the
that's easy to
sauce.
get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, 100%.
There's no tag
I
team
mean, but I
champion.
got faith. I have faith that they'll be around a little bit longer because we've seen like WWE's definitely been invested in Bobby Lashley.
They're
for
invested
sure.
in the three of them,
And
well,
and
the
they're
two of
and they're
them.
also invested in the Street Profits. But I think this is a good switch for the Street Profits because they've always been like just
The
happy go
goofy
lucky.
face guys, yeah.
Right. Now we got them looking like kind of official. So
But you know,
But
the
you-
reason why I say we won't care 6 months from now, unfortunately, compared to the Bloodline, and I'm already, how we feel about that. That shit is exhausting. But we won't even have that emotional investment to the Hurt Business because there are no titles or anything that we see them going after. So even if I try to fantasy book what they're gonna do, I don't see them being in a serious long-term blood feud that I'm gonna be like, I'm tuned in for Hurt Business. Like, they're not going after the tag titles. They're probably not winning the tag titles anytime soon. I mean, I would put them ahead as the number one contenders if we did take them off Sammy and KO. But it looks like they're just gonna singles run Sammy until KO's ribs get back up. And I don't think they're even gonna lose to them. I think they're gonna lose to somebody else that I can't think about right now, but it ain't gonna be Street Profits. And if they did, I would like to be Street Profits. And Lashley ain't beating Roman. He might beat Seth, but it's another brand. And then he's going for the U.S. title again. Like, dog, I don't want to see Lashley fight for the U.S. title every fucking time he turns around and fights for the U.S. title. Like, every time he's in a title match, it's for the U.S. title. Like,
Lashley might take the belt off Gunther, bro.
That's on Raw.
After
That's
he gets
on
this
Raw,
reign.
though.
Well, Survivor Series, like you said, it's
That's on Raw. And also, Lashley might turn into the managerial bodyguard type of role because of that holding pattern that there's no real reason for you to care about what's going on in Hurt Business. Until they show up and kill Cedric and Shelton, that's when you'll be like, yo, I care about the Hurt Business, what they got going
That's what I was actually going to say, and you brought up a great point right there. In order to get any faction or any story on the same or similar level as the Bloodline, it would take years and years and years of planting seeds because the Bloodline had automatic seeds planted by them being family. You don't need to do too much backstory or creating of the backstory because
or
it's
bring
right
in
there.
other
It's in
characters
blood.
because it's just them.
So unless you have the new Hurt Business completely feuding with the old Hurt Business, there is no real story arc or creation story of this faction that's going to get anyone involved and be like, yo, we need to see this, other than this is cool,
They're black and they're cool.
I can say that about anything, so I don't know. I
Nah,
guess
but that right there, the Hurt Business is just, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Da-na-na-na, give me a high five. We're on camera. It's like that's what the Hurt Business is going to translate to 6 months from now if there's no serious meat and potatoes. It's them having a real tangible blood feud that makes you give a fuck about the new Hurt Business. Love to see them.
Right. So
I'm happy for it. Black wrestlers matter, but give me a reason to care. Like AO would say, what's the story, yo? What's the fucking story, B?
Right. So you don't really see too much longevity because there's nothing going to be anything to be pushing them. There's
Nothing
gonna
is
be
gonna
no
come of it.
feuds or nothing like that. I get that.
Even after they kill Cedric and Shelton, and that's a strong prediction. That's a high maybe. They might even just do the WWE shit and just be like, "We'll save that for you, fucking internet guys."
Yeah,
You predict that?
It might actually just be, oh, that happened. No, that never happened. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like they
Yep.
might not be like, this was always the Hurt Business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it's like, wow, so you skipped that part, and now what are we supposed to give a fuck about? So it's tough. I want to see the new Hurt Business, but I also am just like, bruh, I can't see it being too extensive of a group, man, and long term pairing per se, because it's so busy, man. It's cluttered over there, bro. Like, unless they show up and just kill people like they started to do, which they seems like it's getting slow on, because I don't see them popping out every week. That was what, 2 weeks ago now at this point that the Street Profits came through
Might
and
have been 3.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they're gonna do every other week,
2 weeks
what are we
ago,
doing
yeah.
here?
Yeah, it was 2 Fridays ago, yeah.
If they're not coming out every week and killing everybody, then it's like, dude, you're gonna do this shit every other week, and then it's just like, do I want to care about this? Because how many times are we gonna watch you kill jobbers to get over?
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think at this point they need to start picking up the pace, because all they've been doing is sitting and chilling and just,
You know what,
getting
though?
dressed up and whatnot. So
And before we move topics, I will close out on my fantasy prediction. I think it'll be the OC. That'll be the next serious feud for the Hurt Business, the new Hurt Business. That's the only faction on SmackDown that can compete in a singles, in a tag, and if they want to call a woman, they got Bianca.
I
So,
see that.
New Hurt Business, the OC, and that'll probably get us through the next couple of months. And God, please get AJ Styles with Karrion Kross. So I think that'll probably be the next case too.
I'm kind of tired. I'm tired
an
of that.
Interesting wrinkle, though, you just mentioned, man. If we ever, and I don't think we'll ever get a heel Bianca, but if we were to ever get a heel Bianca, I'm not saying this is the right time to do it, but the Hurt Business would be the right way to go. That'd
Yes,
be very interesting.
I agree.
And then have
I
her
agree.
be the leader of the faction the same way that Rhea kind of is the leader of Judgment Day. She's like
Fire.
the most accomplished. So have her be the one, fucking Bobby Lashley fall back and just, I'm the muscle in case
I mean,
somebody
all
tries to run
respect by
down.
this. I mean, no disrespect, whatever. But that might be AO's best take he's ever had on the podcast, bro. I'm just being real.
Bianca
I'm
more
not-
accomplished than Lashley, though, was kind of crazy.
Dog,
How would you
nah,
not?
but I'm just thinking of it the same way that they threw fucking Edge the fuck out of here, get Bobby the fuck out of here, and that would be some crazy shit, bro. That would be some crazy shit, bro.
I mean,
I'm
but
kind
no,
of fucked up that you said Bianca Belair has more accomplishments than Bobby Lashley.
She's more
More recently?
decorated, is she not?
yeah. Look, think about like since Bianca's been on this main roster, and we're talking about short-term memory, as far as WWE is concerned. Bobby's been U.S. champion and a
Multiple
Fugazi world championship.
Two-time WWE champion.
And Chad, you have to also consider that there is no mid-card women's title.
Right. So she came in, and once she got to the top, she stayed at the top. Main event at
For-
WrestleMania
for a
twice.
while. Yeah.
So if you take all Bobby's mid-card reigns out and just put them champion to champion, you're looking at.
He's been I mean, if you compare his Impact run, like his Impact run was crazy.
We are definitely not talking about Impact.
Yo, boy,
We're
his
talking-
Impact run can't be discredited. That shit was
I'm
fire.
dog.
Not even
All
on no
right,
funny shit.
let-
Like,
let me
he-
rewind.
Like that's what
But
brought him back
WWE
to
doesn't
WWE.
acknowledge it.
Like that's what
100%.
brought him back to WWE.
Got
with
you,
that run.
100%. We're not talking about us. We're talking about WWE.
Right.
At no point has Bobby Lashley ever been positioned higher than Bianca Belair in WWE.
I don't know, the introduction of the lightning bolt, Bobby Lashley might have had the star in Mario for a little bit. It might have been neck and neck.
Sure. I mean, yo, they booked him in the whole Trump feud and the whole thing. So they were putting him up. He was side by side with Vince
Stone
McMahon.
Cold.
ECW
We forget Stone
champion.
Cold was on the screen for that too.
Right,
Jesus.
100%.
U.S. champion.
However,
He was in a big
It's-
WrestleMania match.
it's a big WrestleMania match is not 2 years of main
Rest in
eventing
peace,
WrestleMania.
Umaga, man.
Damn, and Chad is Team Bianca too. I don't know. I'm a little confused by the energy that's happening.
I don't know.
right
Yeah,
now.
I think it's just interesting that we're both having a debate over black wrestlers, a black male wrestler and a black female wrestler. I found that.
And there's a
very-
white guy here fueling it between
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna back out, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
the white guy's a referee of this.
Let me dip out.
1, 2. All right, buddy.
So my topic is really cut and paste. We could put it in any episode. We're kind of going long today. If you want me to share it, I can. But all I was going to bring up is just the fact that it's really not easy to cut a promo, guys. That's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I think I'm hyper analytical because I always want everything to be perfect, whether it's the food I eat, the shows I watch, the wrestling I love, the whatever experience I'm going to have. I always want it to be fantastic, and we're kind of snobs in that regard because I think we all hold things to a higher litmus test than we even want ourselves to be held to at times. But I just kind of related it to whose line is it anyway? Like when you actually go out there and you're one of the guys, girls, whatever, that are taking the microphone and just saying it right out there, like Ricky Starks we know has been doing lately. We know a lot of people have been going out there just kind of owning the microphone and saying what's on their mind and feeling the crowd out versus having to go out there and say what's written on a piece of paper. And sometimes that's by design, but other times it's by choice. And so I feel like we don't give enough credit to the people that go out there and they really do this shit live, no script, just say, fuck it, I'm going to go do this shit. So I kind of wanted to leave this topic open to anyone who wants to bring up their favorite people that they think are really out there ad-libbing and they're going off the cuff and they're doing whatever they think off the top instead of, whatever. Or even people who write, because honestly, even just having the charisma and the ability to deliver these messages sometimes is really difficult to do, to make it hit home. So, I don't know, regardless of if you're freestyling, if it's written or you got a writer or whoever, just like, rap, who do you think is, and I'll keep it as current, fuck anybody in the past. We could always talk about the greats. I want to talk about active wrestlers right now. Who really impresses you when they go out there and connect with the crowd as far as promos and shit like that?
Yeah. I'll give you real quick before I mention names, just the difficulty, like you mentioned about being in the public in front of a crowd and having to perform and having to do whatever. Like whether it be written, like there's been times where I've been on stage and I know my song better than anybody else should, and you blank out for a line real quick. And it's not necessarily nerves. It might not be anything you can actually describe. It's just
over preparedness even sometimes.
Of course. Yeah. So I attribute that sometimes, or compare that to like the scripts that are being written for some of the wrestlers, and they finally get out there and maybe you flub a line or whatever. Like we've seen it happen with Roman Reigns and John Cena in the ring, and Cena calls him out immediately. It's called a promo, kid. You know what I mean? Because whatever happened, his brain fart real quick. And then there's been times where I remember the first time I DJ'd at Terminal 5, 2,000, 3,000 people, some shit like that. And I'm opening the show and I'm talking, and you get excited about some shit. We're finally back to, this is home, about to go on a break, blah, blah, blah. And then your nerves get, so what you had in your mind. Maybe it wasn't written down or something to memorize, but you know what you wanted to say. And it's like, oh, shit. Just put your hands up. You know what I mean? Like whatever I wanted to say, that shit goes out the window. So the actual, yeah, you know what I mean? For me, give me a 1-2. But like the difficulty of actually just getting up in front of people is very, very real, very, very tangible. You know what I mean? So that's for a fact. So I give just from understanding and the grind of being on the road and the touring and different politics and am I on the show, am I not, what am I doing, I don't like the creative, I think I should be paid more. All that shit goes down before these people actually get on the stage that is the wrestling ring, you know what I'm saying, and actually perform. A surprising name, maybe it's surprising to you, but every time Daniel Garcia gets on the ring, I like his poise. I really think that he has a presence about him, and he talks and he sounds confident. He never rushes what he's saying. I think like he's probably had that the whole time, but it wasn't brought out until we got into the sports entertainer character. So he's got the full total.
Yeah, you could tell he's like putting his thinking cap on before he comes out. You feel me? Like that character gets put on.
Yeah, like he does his thing, So from the promo to obviously getting the dance over to then being able to have a competent match with whomever he's in the ring with, whatever kind of style. I like Daniel Garcia. I like Ricky Starks on promos. Sometimes I can tell. So there's that wheel that's going in his head. I think
Yep.
he gets ahead of himself sometimes.
That's actually
And
the
then-
reason I brought him up, because
Yeah.
that's when I could tell he was freestyling. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
The Collision promo, yeah, definitely.
But he makes up for it. It's like the Tupac argument. Maybe the technique isn't up to par or up to speed with whomever you want to say is like the, I can do fucking math real quick type of technique, but the passion makes up for it.
Right.
So there's a lot of lines that maybe you wouldn't write down and be impressed if you just read it on a piece of paper, but when it's performed by Pac, that's why he's one of the fucking greatest to ever do it. So the passion that comes across with Ricky Starks and the fact that he's in these high profile feuds and they're getting higher profile, and now he's feuding with Punk, and that's clearly not over, and he's still able to kind of rise to the occasion and do something entertaining, I think is impressive as well. And then the last name I'll mention is just, oldie but goodie. I think it's cliche, but Punk is still good. You know what I'm saying? Punk is one of those guys that just has a presence. He's never going to lose his presence. He pushes buttons, he's polarizing, but when he's on the microphone and he says something, like you can tell the difference in the crowd sometimes. Crowd is kind of chilling. We're rooting for this guy. We might boo this guy, go to a commercial, we come back. Yeah, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. Then Punk comes out, energy immediately changes. And then he
Would you
commands.
agree Punk in that regard is essentially a DJ?
I think that's the job of anybody that's kind of doing, like you were saying, improv, or what they're doing here.
You have to be a selector. Like you have to be able to know what to do.
Listen to any time Steve Austin or any of the old timers talk about calling it in the ring. They were basing what they were doing whether they were getting a reaction from the crowd, and if it wasn't the intended reaction, then hey, let's switch up something real quick. Like, we know where we're going. We know who's winning and we know who's losing. We know who's the heel and we know who's the face. Everything else is up to us to figure out. You know what I mean? So I think everybody, it's called reading the room. If I play a song and people walk over from the bar to the dance floor, I'm staying in that direction. That's the lane to go in. I hit the fucking Beanie Man, I bet we dance halling it for a minute. But if I hit something and they're going back to the bar, or they're sitting down, or it's like, oh, that shit, starting to have a conversation on the side, I fucked up. Let me get out of this real quick.
Yep.
Gotta read the room. So.
And Punk, literally from the second he walks out, probably before he even gets out there, hears the energy and he turns into a maestro immediately. That's it. He just knows exactly what he's going to do, and I can
100%.
respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah, and so much of that is experience because he's seen every possible kind of crowd, indeed to the biggest stage of them all. So I know. I know where this is going before. John Cena is the best version of that.
But you know what? A lot of that, too, could be license because he has the license to go out there and say whatever, and he hasn't been given because of lack of talent or whatever other reasons.
Or response or numbers. Yeah.
Right. Hasn't been given something he's been handed to say, you have to go do this right now. Like, he's able to just be like, all right, you know what? I know I have something going on with this person, and I'm supposed to be a babyface, but this crowd don't love me right now, so I'm going to shit on their hockey team just because that's something I could do real quick and still get out of here with my dignity and be a face. Like, so he knows what he's doing. What you got, Ron?
Yeah, well, I know for me to ad lib, I know that's going to be difficult. So I know I got to salute to anybody that's in like just wrestling that can even do that. And just like to stick with like WWE, just for the fact that they have to, do that under like Vince McMahon, because that can be a lot of pressure. And then I don't want to go like, well, I guess I go back in the days and like to now, it's like, okay, you have this promo that's written in front of you, and you have to deliver it the best way you can in a certain amount of time. So now
that's the factor. The time. That's the hardest part.
Because how long you get? Like 30 seconds, maybe.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah. And this is live, so if you flub
it. Right. And you have to make the best of that time, especially if you're given a good opportunity at that time. So now you're thinking, damn, if I mess up, I'm not going to get back on next week. Now I gotta wait. Now I gotta go on practice.
Puts a real different perspective on the word professional when you think about professional wrestling, because it's
Right.
not easy.
Right, especially for
About to say that
WWE.
separates the boys from the men quick.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's like
And the
it's,
people
it's
from the people, for everybody listening. You know what I'm saying?
and like some people, like somebody that came to mind. You know, you said don't go in the past. Well, I'm sorry, but like
No, please.
person that came to mind was just The Rock, because the way he flowed with it, I don't even to this day I don't even know if he read from a paper. I don't know if the promo was written for him. The way he did it, it sounded like it wasn't, and he flowed real dope with it. And then like fast forward to now, person that came to me was Montez Ford. And I say Montez Ford because the way he was speaking his promos, it just seems really natural, and he seems like he's just having real fun with it. So it's like he's not nervous with it whatsoever.
I got somebody for you might not have even mentioned, Ron, and I'm surprised because he's actually a lot better at this than people give him credit for. But fucking AJ Styles, bro.
I was gonna say AJ Styles, him too, but I mean Montez Ford just came to my mind first, and then like it would have been AJ Styles. Because how long AJ Styles been doing it? For like 20 years. And every time
he's seasoned vet.
Yeah, absolutely. But even seasoned vets can get, flubbed sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But, everybody has their days. It's not gonna be perfect all the time. But he's up there, Montez Ford. Ellie Knight is real natural with it as well. I like him. There's a few other people. There's a couple of people. D'Angelo Dog.
I don't want to take anybody's turn, but I really think MJF does a real good job of it too.
Oh, MJF is fantastic with it. D'Angelo Dawkins is getting better with it. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of always favored D'Angelo a little bit more than Montez as far as promos. You know what I mean? I haven't like caught some of their shit recently, just like checking it out, but like D'Angelo was always like really, really good to me. He felt more natural to me than Montez did at times, because like Montez, I could tell, is just trying to dial it up, versus like Angelo, yeah, he's dialing up a bit, but this seems like if we was backstage, he'd probably be talking the same way.
To me, I feel like lower. Montez is trying to appeal to the Jordans crowd, and Dawkins is trying to appeal to the Webbers crowd. Like, it's like the people that would rock the Webbers and the Barclays, like that are looking for those.
That's
I feel like that's who he's
that's
who he's appealing to, and then Montez is over here just trying to get to everybody with the Jordans.
I got one more for throw it to you, Chad. But a lot of people, again, I'm a Zack Sabre guy, right? What I love about Zack Sabre is everybody knows him, technical wizard, submission, blah blah blah. He's funny as fuck.
He's funny. I actually enjoy his humor. I do.
He is funny as hell.
Oh,
so in New Japan, there ain't really a lot of let's go out into the ring and grab the mic and do promos the same way we watch in the States. They do a lot of the press conference shit after the event, or really after each match. There's a press conference. So he'll get back there, and it's like I'm saying whatever the fuck. They're back there drinking beer. I got my young boy here. I'm talking about the match that just happened, what's happening tomorrow, what I might be doing. I might go home. Whatever Zack Sabre is talking, and it's weird. He has a quirky sense of humor, but then there's the British dry humor and wit and all of that shit. He's sarcastic as hell. Plus, he talks a lot in the ring also. As soon as the match is over, he'll walk over to the announce table where Kevin Kelly is sitting, and he'll talk his shit. So it's a different style of promo and delivery, because it's not just grab the mic and I got 15 minutes to say what I got to say the way we're used to in WWE, WCW, AEW kind of shit. But he's an underrated promo guy only because a lot of people aren't really just tapped into what's going on over there.
Perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, one name I'm going to put out there real quick is Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I think
hell
God damn, can I get to my joints already? Shit.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead. Every wrestler in the world already before I got to my shit.
Let us know who the number one promo was.
Chad said we named the East and West All-Star team.
Every wrestler before I got to my shit. All right.
This is New Wrestling Alliance Chad. So who has the number one promo?
All right. 3 things before I even get
the
to
nigga Tyrus.
Breaking news. The tag titles are actually probably going to be taken off of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. after Payback, because WWE is going back to India for the Superstar Spectacle on September 8th, Friday. So the lead runners up for the potential to take the titles off of them is Indus Sher, because it's India.
Yep.
So that news just came out.
Nah, you know WWE don't book people to win in their hometown, let alone their home country.
I know, but it's the Superstar Spectacle. It's India. You know what I'm saying? Could be an option. And, it's the injury. Kevin Owens. So just caught that. Second, on my television right now is the story of Kurt Angle versus Steve Austin, SummerSlam 2001.
Hello.
And holy shit, the assortment of men in this ring right now with Steve Austin is fucking crazy, bro. Because this is the Alliance era. And that's another topic that we'll get to.
Oh, let's do it next week. 50. Fuck
Bro,
it.
yeah, we could do. Let's get to the Alliance. We'll do Alliance episode. I'm cool with that. Yo, Billy Kidman.
I'm gonna be out of town next week. We'll talk.
Yeah, we good. Billy Kidman is in here right now. Cruiserweight champion, RVD the Hardcore champion, Booker T the WCW champion, Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo.
No, I'm not. I'll be home. My fault. I got excited. All right,
no, we good. Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo, the WCW Tag Team Champions, are in here. Lance Storm, the Cruiserweight champion, is in here.
I always hated Lance Storm's haircut, just for the record.
He's got the generic white guy cut, but he's actually
white guy number 3.
I love him.
Wasn't that like Buzz the brother from Home Alone?
I thought it was the Jim Carrey
Buzz, yeah.
When Harry met Irene or Harry met Sally.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, he Me, Myself, and I. Yeah, Me, Myself, and I.
Me, myself, and Irene, bro.
Word. Yeah, he got the Jim Carrey cut. And Chris Canyon,
the military joint, yeah.
And Chris Canyon, the U.S. champion in here. So it's like rest in peace, Sean O'Hare and Chris Canyon in here. Very random, but yeah, what a time. We're gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss that one because that shit. That needs to be talked about. What an era.
Speaking of the Hardys, that was that year that Rob Van Dam had that match against Jeff Hardy for the IC. No, the Hardcore.
Yes, he's a Hardcore champion right now. Yeah. Wow. So, and then lastly, on the topic of my favorite promos, who I feel like are most natural, fluid, who just pause, actually get out there and they can shoot the shit. The Miz, man. Can't discredit the Miz, yo. One of the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? He came to play. Prepared to stay, get down on your knees, and et cetera, pause.
Yo.
So
I think the only one that hasn't been named that I think we would all give supreme props to is probably Christian.
Oh, I was about to get to Christian. Christian is still killing it right now in this era. Christian, nuts. We said MJF, the Miz for me, LA Knight still premature. Don Callis is like, oh God. But I get you though.
I appreciate the mic work. I do.
He can get it done. He can get it done.
He's a lot of people's Vicky Guerrero, where they can't stand as soon as he comes out, gets on the microphone. But I appreciate what he does for what he does.
Jericho good too, man. Jericho can still do his thing on the mic. We're talking about current Max Caster. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Max. He's still doing the damn thing. He could talk as necessary. And also another sidebar, I'm fucking over this House of Black thing, yo.
Damn. Okay.
I know, guys. Really? Sorry, hate to be that guy. Fucking over it, please. The extended lights day.
Itself?
Yeah, the extended lights, like, yo, dog. They're in the ring for like 30 minutes before the lights even come on, yo. I'm not here for that shit. That shit's actually irritating.
All right.
We'll talk about that another time. But yeah,
well listen,
that's all I got. That's all I got for my promo.
Not for nothing. The Miz and LA Knight promo. What was it last week?
Scorching.
That
woke motherfuckers up.
Yo, facts. That remind me of Miz and Daniel Bryan promo.
That was the vibe.
It was like, yo,
but
Miz had to
he's
get
not there
stuff
yet. He's not just there just yet. LA is at Zack Ryder 2011 levels. Once he gets to 2013 Daniel Bryan, that's when the shit's gonna be turned up.
Take us home, Chad, and then we got our exit survey, and we got another one down.
Shit, man. I think this Dark Side of the Ring season 4 has been phenomenal. It's just been so good. Probably one of my favorite seasons of Dark Side of the Ring, just because I can't lie. Like coming off season 3, the Ric Flair episode, there's a couple other joints that I'm blanking on from season 3, but I was looking at the season 4 lineup like, this doesn't look too enticing. And then you really sat through the episodes and was like, holy shit, I'm here. I'm here for this. Outside of the depressing Graham episode, everything was fucking rock solid down to Chris Candido, Abdullah, fucking what's his face? What else do we have? We had the Marty Jannetty finale. There's a lot of good episodes in this Dark Side of the Ring season. So my topic is season 5. Assuming that they get greenlit for season 5, who do we think is going to be one of 10 episodes of Dark Side of the Ring season 5? I'm gonna start off by saying Aaron Stevens or EC3. I think more so it might be a stretch for both of them, but a case can be made that Damian Sandow really had the fucking world when he was in the WWE. And now he's the manager of 2 black gimps and a fucking magician's
Here
mask.
he goes with these buzzwords.
He's got a magician's blazer. The man was the Money in the Bank winner. He was the Mizdow. That was the most over shit I was sitting through, Motherfuckers ate the Mizdow thing up. And I remember, I was online when niggas hated the Mizdow.
No, that was entertaining as hell, dude.
That shit was hysterical. The man pretended to wrestle himself in a tag team. That was fucking original as shit. I think if Damian Sandow could return to the WWE just for one night only at a Royal Rumble, I think he should take it. I think he would fucking kill it, because that would be an amazing pop of like, holy shit. And then he comes face to face with the Miz and does the Mizdow shit. That would be killer. But Dark Side of the Ring, I think, would be for Damian Sandow or EC3. The crazy story of EC3 and the potential that was turned into Control Your Narrative, and now NWA fodder. I'm sure I'm missing some more dramatic names. I'm sure Brawl for All, Brawl Out will probably be a future Dark Side of the Ring. I guess I can't really think of too many dramatic Dark Side of the Ring episodes for season 5. Too much crazy shit, but I'll let y'all fellas just elaborate if anything comes to mind that you think would be a crazy dramatic addition to the Dark Side of the Ring catalog. Not say Eli Drake, but Damian Sandow and EC3. That just came to mind because I was watching NWA and I said, wow, this would be a crazy Dark Side of the Ring.
And I'm still here, just so y'all know. I'm just off camera. Apparently, my camera died. So shouts out to God, because I'm still here, but my camera's not. But yeah, I can get my pick real quick if you want, just so I can get it out of the way, because I just got taken off the screen here. But yeah, I honestly believe that we should see, if we don't see, the story told of Arn Anderson and Sid Vicious and their little off-screen backstage little situation they had with the stabbing and all that. That might be a good one. At least it'd be interesting. But I'll just give another take. Not the question you asked, but I'll give another take. I think my favorite episode from this past season, it would be a tie between Bam Bam and Doink the Clown. I think those were both great episodes.
That's so random that you fucked with the Doink episode.
Yeah, because honestly, I had no idea what a character Matt Bourne was and who he was outside of the face paint. So,
Fam, I thought it was the same guy all those years.
Yeah, same here. But
Son didn't
go ahead, whoever else wants to go next.
He was out for like a cup of coffee. He wasn't even Doink the Clown anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that he was a part of WWE a lot longer than he actually was, and that was like,
no, I didn't. Yeah,
the character.
The legacy was famous.
And I knew that they changed characters, but I didn't know that it was really a year, if that. I got a couple that come to mind. The dude, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that founded Ring of Honor ended up being forced to sell the company.
Kerry Silkin?
Kerry Silkin.
Nah, it's not Kerry Silkin. Kerry Silkin bought it.
Bob Sinclair?
The guy that founded it was like, he basically had a video company. It was like, tape trading days. And whenever he was trading tapes and all these companies went out of business and he started Ring of Honor, that's kind of where he made his money, or at least his name from. But anyway, he was forced into selling the company, if I'm not mistaken, because he got caught up in like a child porn or some shit like that. So like the story behind that would be interesting, just in like the rise and the fall of the founder of Ring of Honor, considering that Ring of Honor has played such a big part in wrestling for so many years.
Not for sure.
Test comes to mind.
That's a good
Wow.
one.
Test
Rest
comes
in
to
peace.
mind.
Rest
Yeah,
in
rest in
peace,
peace,
Andrew
Test.
Martin, man.
Forgot
I
about that.
was a big fan of that guy. You know,
And they did an episode on Puke before, right?
on Draws.
Darren Drozdoff.
I don't think they did, and that was actually one of mine too. Like just because D'Lo, and he just recently passed away, so R.I.P. Draws
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
But I know if it wasn't a dark side, I know that there's been different conversations and interviews, but D'Lo has had a lot of guilt just having to live with that, being the guy that was, I can't say responsible as wrestling. You kind of know what you're getting into, but at the end of the day, he was the last person that was in physical contact with him before he got paralyzed. So, just that story, and being able to, at least D'Lo still being able to tell that side of the story. But just back to Test real quick, like again, like big fan, and he was one of the guys that gave me like the Kevin Nash vibes post Kevin Nash. And
Damn, I just thought of a real good one.
His theme song is so fire, yo.
Yeah.
His theme song was always fire to me.
Yeah.
The Big Boot. I think he was one of the most, honestly, for WWE standards, like you said, Kevin Nash. Like I didn't really see nobody using the Big Boot but Test.
And maybe Taker. That might have been it.
And Taker. And then I remember
Big
Test
Show maybe,
specifically because I was wilding in SmackDown, in WWF SmackDown 2001, using the pump handle slam with Test. Because I wasn't seeing nobody use a pump handle slam but Test, really. The Big Boot and the pump handle slam was like synonymous.
Yo, imagine an episode on Ron Simmons and Bradshaw.
The APA episode?
Just how they were outside of the ring, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dope. Yeah, that would be
know who has wild stories? Haku.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Haku.
Ming would be a great one.
Billy
That's what I meant. That's what I think. Yeah,
Ming,
but like if you talk to like Ric Flair says this shit all the time, and there's a bunch of
bit
guys
his nose
like
off
Flair,
and shit.
He's like, yo, who's the toughest guy in wrestling? Ming. I've seen
I
some
remember
shit that
Ming.
I can't. You know what I mean?
I remember Ming, man.
Yeah. There might be one or two. I'll let y'all guys go before I come back to it, but I can't.
Yeah, I think it's on Ron.
Some person. I was trying to think about this, and I think Hulk Hogan's gonna get an episode. Not this season, next season, but like sometime down the line because he has a lot of shit.
He been wilding.
Yeah, he been wilding. They gonna say something. I think.
Who's this? Hogan? You said?
Yeah. Hogan.
The rise and fall.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Ron, not to cut you up because you said Hogan.
Yeah.
I see TNA getting a dark side of the ring.
Possibly.
I see early TNA getting a dark side of the ring, featuring a lot of talent that was disgruntled during the Dixie Carter or maybe the preliminary eras of TNA. Yeah. Because you have a lot of the TNA guys there that can talk about this shit. Yo, this shit was bad, yo.
Mm-hmm. And also, speaking of Hogan real quick.
The Hogan era of TNA, like.
Yeah. But there's also, I know what mine was too. But there was a recent doc that came out about the Gawker lawsuit. So this is like in the last couple of months or whatever. But there's a real interesting doc. The last one, I'll throw it right back to you, Ron Paul. But like,
no, it's all good.
The circumstances behind Rob Van Dam losing the world title a month or less than a month after beating John Cena. That would be an interesting story. Not necessarily for Dark Side. Ooh, he got busted for drugs. Him and Sabu got pulled over for Wild Bud. Yeah, for Wild Bud and pills. But the bigger than just being pulled over is the story of like what were the plans for Rob Van Dam that they finally were comfortable enough to throw the title on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So you got it, Ron.
That was a good
one. I can see them doing like a Sunny episode by itself because she is I see like a part. I guess if you want to call it a part 2.
Yeah.
Because now she's about to face 25 years. Now they're gonna really go back. I would like to see them go back to like the beginning of where it started again and just concentrate on her. Another person that came to mind is Velveteen Dream.
Oh man, that's a good call, Ron.
That is the darkest side of the
because
ring.
That is season 5 premiere.
Yeah. I was just thinking that Velveteen Dream because after whatever he was doing. Like, whatever he was doing, I was like, they're going,
Because you know what that's going to bring. If you're going to do the Velveteen one, you know who got to get one next, right?
Marty Skrull.
The villain himself.
Ah, shoot. Damn.
Marty Skrull.
Nah,
I
season
forgot,
5 looking
man.
crazy.
I
Season
forgot
5
about
and
Marty
6
Skrull.
looking crazy right now.
Why Marty Skrull was wrapped up in some dark shit? What'd he do?
Oh, hell
That's why he
yeah.
got cooked,
sex
bro.
with
That's
like
why you
a-
ain't heard from
yeah.
him since.
Yeah.
He was out here clapping a 14-year-old or some shit like that.
Oh,
16-year-old.
Jesus.
Damn, I had no
I
idea.
knew
That
he
must
was
have
doing
slipped
some
my
wild shit.
But
radar.
it's like British age type
It was
shit.
legal over there, but it's like there's no grown man that should be clapping, regardless if it's legal or not. Like she was of
Right.
age, and it was a big enough age gap. It's
Damn,
like, my nigga, what you
son.
doing?
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
And it's one
Yo,
of them
I
things
haven't
where
said that name.
anytime there's like a flyer that pops up where we booked Marty Skrull. That shit is like
They
immediately
upset. They
canceled.
rioting. They
Immediately
rioting. And damn, son, you just made me think about Marty Skrull. Yo, I was a Marty Skrull guy too, son. That's crazy. He had
Same.
so much potential. He literally was about to have the keys to NWA,
Villain
ROH,
Club.
and he probably
Yeah.
would have been AEW
Yeah.
going crazy. And because you said Marty Skrull in his situation, you know who I think of next now too, who's definitely gonna get season 5.
Tessa Blanchard.
Oh shit!
Jesus, I was
now
thinking
we're
that
flowing.
too.
Now we
Yeah.
flowing.
Yo.
Now we flowing. We got Tessa
Yeah.
Blanchard,
Yo.
Jimmy Havoc is up there.
Jimmy Havoc.
Yo, Chad is ready to go another hour, yo.
Yeah.
I think we just laid out season 5. We just listed like 10 episodes.
We
of
just
season
gave
5.
him that's a
Word.
season
Because
right
you know who we also forgot too. We ain't even say it yet. I'm about to say it right now. The nigga who's completely forgotten about the most.
Enzo Amore.
Oh shit. We about to get we had episode
there.
9 already.
But Enzo got
We had
good.
episode 9 on season 5 already. God damn.
Enzo good to go. Enzo good to go from what I understand though.
Yeah, they cleared him.
Yeah.
I was about to say the name that nobody says that definitely is getting an episode. That boy Joey Ryan, he cooked.
Damn.
Oh, he's
Mhm.
out of here.
He
He's
de-
out of here.
He is getting the dark side of the ring.
Yeah.
That whole
He's outta
gimmick
here.
and everything that came after, he's getting.
What about
the
what's his face? Homegirl's husband. She said he was beating her.
Lex Luger?
No. The was he Hispanic or Italian?
Alberto Del Rio.
There you go. Yes.
He could
Yeah,
get.
when
He's
he was
getting
with,
the dark
when he was
side
with
of the ring.
Saraya. Yeah,
Saraya, yep.
Saraya.
He could get
He's
a dark
coked up.
side of the ring.
He was coked up.
He had enough of a
Yeah, we
run
booked
where
their
it's
whole
like,
season, bro. We could book their next 2 seasons.
bro, we just
Well-
said every name that, like, in that last minute, we just listed
Yeah.
out every episode of season 5. Literally,
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio, Marty Skrull, Joey Ryan, fucking this, and you know who's a name that I definitely, damn, it just escaped me. That'll be said it. Shit, it's along the lines of Michael Elgin. If we go in Impact, because he's cooked.
He's had some
He-
rough times.
he's cooked,
had
right?
some rough times. Hard
He
times.
is super
Daddy.
cooked. I'm closing it off on Michael Elgin, but
May-
he's
may
super
just-
cooked.
May I just say one more name? Lars Sullivan.
Yep.
Lars
Yeah,
Sullivan.
good call.
Damn, where you pull that name from, boy?
Good
I
call.
didn't even remember that shit. Yo,
Good
he was
call.
here for a cup of coffee, son. I remember the internet was in a fucking outrage when that dude was on screen, son.
And they had so many stops, and it got crazy outside. Then they brought him back, and then it got
Yeah.
crazy again. And it's like, all right, my G, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go.
This damn near you might as well have a fucking Heidenreich fucking dark side of the ring. Man, you remember Heidenreich, right? That shit was crazy. Heidenreich was there for a minute.
A little bit, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Heidenreich, Muhammad Hassan, Nathan Jones. The Muhammad Hassan dark side of the ring is pretty wavy. That could probably be one. You know what I'm saying? Because that era was different.
Shit, that'll be season 6.
Yo, I'm saying we just went crazy on that one, but that's how good of a show.
The final days of WCW, just so you could like see what actually happened in those final days.
Bro, the final days of ECW.
How they got sold for a fucking Nestle Crunch.
The final days of ECW. How about that one?
Yeah.
That's still good. That was really good.
This might be, I don't know, this might be stretching it, but like, I think they made maybe Bret Hart after with Goldberg, and him with Goldberg kicking him and like pretty much kind of ending his career or whatever.
I mean, you bring it back like just a doc on Brett post the screw job.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about like how he
something
was
like that,
positioned
yeah.
in WWE, and then the screw job happened, and then it was just downhill and bad.
It's so crazy to just watch like the wrestling landscape sometimes and like the
Yeah,
mirror.
we skipped a real obvious one, but it's probably because it's too soon, and then I could get out of here.
Which one?
But Johnny Laurinaitis and all the backstage dirty shit going on in WWE, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that's a bad one.
Golly,
Yeah.
people's
that's a
feelings
good
get hurt off that one.
Like
Nah,
if
that was
there's
a
some
good one.
actual investigative journalism to be done, it's with John Laurinaitis because like
Yeah,
I
the
remember when,
statute of limitations ain't out on that shit yet.
but like when he was brought back, there was so many little reports about the women in WWE just being uncomfortable and anxious about where their division could possibly be going back to because of who John Laurinaitis has been known to be as far as a booker, or not a booker, but a
A
backstage.
presence or an
Yeah,
entity,
yeah.
a gatekeeper.
Yo, you know what's crazy, bro? We really just listed out so many episodes of potential Dark Side
Right
of the
there
Ring.
is 2 seasons.
And
I
it's
got
like
and there's mad stories. There's always going to be stories. First of all, wrestling is a fucked up business. You know what I'm saying?
it is fucked up to highlight the dark side of the ring, but it's so fucking good.
There's
Chad, are
mad
we gonna
stories.
do it? I didn't think you were gonna do it, but I'll do it if you're not gonna. Cornette
What?
brought up that he thinks they should be done with the dark side of the ring and start bringing up the lighter side of the ring or the brighter side of the ring and have like just a season of some of the better and like best and funniest and great stories from wrestling instead of the
Yo,
bad ones.
not for nothing, bro.
That's pretty
One of
happy. But that's not
one
gonna
of
draw
my
rating.
one of no. I think like one of my advertising professors, right, or instructors or whomever, he was like, yo, we would go around. It was about 10, 14, 15 people in the class, whatever. We had to, we get an assignment, whatever the brand. We're doing fucking, I don't know. We're doing Newmark, right? Next week, I need 3 campaigns, 3 ads a piece for Newmark. Bet. You go around and you present all your shit. We on the class or whatever. And his instruction was, all right, cool. Any idiot can point out what is wrong or what didn't go right with your campaign. It takes somebody of real intelligence to point out what's right, so then we can take that and improve it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
obviously, we're not hands on with any of these stories or any of these federations, but it is way easier, and this is why like podcasts are what they are. It's way easier to just sit here and say that was shit, that was shit, that was shit, that was shit. And my response or any of our response would be like, yeah, no shit. We all got eyes and ears. It's a lot harder to point out, all right, that segment was shit, but what was the nugget of good that we can pull out of that we can build on for next week?
Are
And
you
that's
drawing the
why
coloring book or are you
Yep.
coloring the coloring book? You know?
100%. It's mad easy. Any
Y'all
idiot
want
can
to do
tell
a
you right or
positive,
wrong.
all positive RSC episode next week where we just talk about the greatness and all the things that happened in wrestling this week?
I ain't saying that, but I mean like in general, we can have honest
No, I'm
conversations.
saying
Period.
that's a very good point that you bring up. Though.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
yo, we can have but it's harder. The bottom line is that it's way harder. So to Cornette's point, it's not. Maybe it doesn't do the same number. Maybe if they're doing 100,000 per episode,
But
that
the
shit
stories
drops down
deserve
to
to be
40.
told too.
It's more of a YouTube channel, of a YouTube clip series than
But
a television show.
But if they do it correctly, it's on the writers of the show and the producers of the show to make it interesting. Because
More
again, a
maybe
lot of
like the
people,
glory days of wrestling instead of the
yeah,
dark side of the ring or some shit like that. It'd have to be its own spin-off.
yeah. But like it's up to them. It's a lot difficult to make an interesting story. Everybody wants the sensational bullshit. That's why the National Enquirer is still on fucking the last leg of the supermarket before you check
I'd
out.
love to hear
People
the
watching
funny shit that the BSK were doing behind the scenes and just smoking weed and drinking and having a great time. I'd love to hear some of that
There'd be
shit. Like,
amazing stories. Like you mentioned APA earlier. Just think about Farouk and Bradshaw on the road, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And just like some funny shit. We went to the bar, some wild shit went down. Think about like Diamond Dallas Page being the narrator, the way that
insane.
Jericho's the narrator now. Diamond Dallas Page is the narrator just talking about whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
I need a series of all of like kind of go back on your points a couple minutes ago. I would love to see a series, and I probably might find it on YouTube, of every wrestler post WWE that went to WCW and what their careers ended up looking like. Because I wasn't really prevalent to a lot of the WCW shit in the late '90s. I was
hear
more
that.
WWE than I was WCW. Like I tapped
I was
into
channel
Nitro and
surfing.
shit.
I was in both.
I channel surfed sometimes.
I was the same way.
I was there. I feel like I saw Chucky fucking fight what's his face, Rick Steiner at one point, and that's when I was like, wow, this company is going to shit.
You know what was weird for me though? Like I
And
don't
Chucky the
remember too
doll,
much.
by the way.
I don't remember too much past like maybe like Wolfpack era as far as watching live, but I bought a lot of the magazines and shit because I ain't have cable, so I would get tapes or I'll go to the homie's house and watch. And I had somebody, my uncle would tape the pay-per-views also. But other than that, I got everything from magazines, so I would kind of be up on what was going on, but not live, not really or whatever. So kind of the same thing. It's like I was watching a lot more WWE because they had Shotgun Saturday Night at that time. I remember SmackDown
Sunday
was on
Night Heat, you
UPN.
got shit.
But not even Sunday Night Heat because like SmackDown was the first network show that they had. So that was like big for me because we didn't have cable. So I'm watching Channel 9. I'm like, oh, this shit comes on Thursday. All right, bet we good.
Right.
So it was like once SmackDown hit, it was like whatever's going on in WCW, I can't tell you because I can
Word.
actually watch this shit now. Like TV 55 was Shotgun Saturday Night.
I
They used
remember
to do it
that.
in the bar. That shit used to be in the bar. Yeah, like
The Bret
looking at
Hart
some of
point. Your Bret Hart point made me think about that. Like it made me think about like I do want to like hear about what Bret thought about that WCW run. Like kind of how like a lot of wrestlers now kind of always want to talk about the TNA era and like, oh yeah, I stopped there for a cup of coffee and I hated it. Like I had a great time and I loved it. Like I kind of want to hear about what some of the main, like obviously we ain't hearing from Ultimate Warrior, we can't hear from Randy Savage, but Bret Hart, I want to know what was in his mind in that era of WCW. Like I want to know what the fuck he was thinking.
He's done some talks and he was saying like basically like this is why him and Eric Bischoff beef a lot to this day, is because when I got over there, the caliber of a star that I am, I was immediately thrown into a stupid ass position by being this special guest referee. He knew from jump that you don't got shit for me. I'm over here, the money's good, blah, whatever. But the people that are running this are not of the same ilk as Vince McMahon, who actually has a plan.
The Bash at the Beach shit made me think like, yo, there was mad names that came through WCW in like 98 to 2000 that was just like, yo, what the fuck were you doing here?
Yeah,
like, oh shit, you were here?
Yeah, that was a
you
wild
doing
time.
what? And they were fucking. Yeah, we're done. We're done here.
We
man.
are officially
going
over
down
2 hours. This
we
is the
going
longest
crazy.
episode of the Ringside Club.
We going crazy,
To
man.
be frank, like since we started talking about this shit, I'm down to go for another hour, but it's time to go to bed also. 'Cause I got shit to do.
Or what happened to every member of the NWO after they joined the NWO? There's like fucking
Horace
75
Hogan?
members.
Horace Hogan.
That's a fire story.
That's
Horace?
actually a really good one. That's a good Dark Side of the Ring, actually. Yo, we booked that whole season 5 and 6 just now. We gotta clip this and just run it and just at these
We're up
niggas
to
the whole
7,
fucking
8.
week.
Nah. Like we need them to run a fucking check. We could do this.
Nah, for real. This is we bodied this whole Dark Side of the Ring, and I guarantee you they're going. We from our mouths to God's ears, yo. Watch. 4 with the shits that we just listed, season 5, yo. I'm positive.
I guarantee at least one of them is going to be season 5.
Something we just listed at least 13 episodes, yo. Something's gonna be season 5.
Yeah. So
We bodied that though.
Yes.
RSC.
All right, let's get out of here. The survey question. Let's make this quick and fast. Best hardcore WWE hardcore champion. We mentioned I mentioned Rob Van Dam versus Jeff Hardy, that match around the invasion earlier. So I'm gonna go Rob Van Dam. He elevated that shit to like actually being able to put the hardcore title on the main stage.
On a
Rob
hardcore
Van Dam.
guy.
Yeah. Rob.
I got Crash Holly.
Oh shit.
Clutch.
Rest in peace. God bless you.
Rest in peace,
Word
Crash Holly. And for the fact that they made me believe that he was 400 pounds or something. Not what was like
That was crazy.
him and Hardcore Holly. I was like,
yeah,
no
super
way.
heavy, yeah.
And what they were carrying around like scales.
I
Yeah,
remember
with the
WWF No Mercy.
crazy.
Yeah,
You took my answer, so I'm gonna have to go with Mick Foley just because when you think of hardcore, you can't not think of Mick Foley. So
The hardcore legend himself.
I'm gonna go with. I'm torn since y'all said some good names. I'm torn between the Undertaker and Steve Blackman.
Wait, Undertaker was hardcore champ?
Yo, fam, he fucking last rided RVD off a stage and threw the hardcore title over his neck after he beat him like it was a fucking necklace.
I don't remember.
Of course he did.
I gotta look at
This
that.
was
American
right
Badass.
after the era of RVD and Jeff Hardy. Like this was that time period. Where,
Oh,
like
okay.
remember the big red dog?
This is like we had like the snakeskin pants, like the green shits and all that.
This was the late 2001. This was post invasion, beginning of the of 2002.
So this
Like,
is
dude
right
was
when I
wild.
tapped out because like I was once invasion happened, then it was like in and out, and then I remember knowing that Rock and Austin had their last match, but after that I'm dead blank. By the time Brock
Bro.
came in, I was out.
I was tapped in that whole era, son. Undertaker was in fact a hardcore champion for a cup of coffee, son, because he faced RVD, and I remember that match vividly because I was like, RVD versus the Undertaker? This is fucking crazy. Him with Steve Blackman.
I don't not
You know what I'm
remember
saying?
that.
Shout out to Steve Blackman too, man. Wherever he at, yo.
Word up.
Yo, Dark Side of the Ring, Gable Steveson.
Blackman. Oh no, he's gonna say Steve Blackman. Steve
Yo,
Blackman.
Gable Steveson.
He's just never going to see the light side of the ring. I don't think we're ever going to see him wrestle. That's all.
He's
Shit.
done,
The crowd don't care for him. I'll tell you that much. That's a fucking
So.
fact.
All right,
I don't know, yo.
folks.
Listen,
This has been episode 49.
if
We'll
you made
get
it
out
even
of
through
here.
an hour and 15 minutes of this, we love y'all. Thanks for sticking
Yo,
for the extra
we
time on
talked
this
wrestling.
episode.
We talked
Yeah.
wrestling tonight. We talked.
There's some gems in here, guys. We did some shit, you know?
We did good shit.
Hello.
Good shit tonight, guys.
All right. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here before I get badly beaten by my wife.
You good?
And, you know.
King. Hold it down.
We out
We
here
out.
next week, episode 50. You heard? Peace.
Gang.
Ah!
Holla.